Sure. I got it. Okay, so
you can share this.
Yeah, I'm going to share my screen now. Let me see if the presentation is ready. What is the presentation? The presentation is here. Let me make it bigger. And I'm going to share the screen. Okay. All right, so we are going to talk a little bit about the commands. As I said, I know you have Windows, but fortunately, or unfortunately, if you want, whatever, right? I don't know if it's like fortunately or unfortunately, the Windows commands are not important because basically all the Windows machines, they have Windows like user interface where, right? I never saw any Windows machine without Windows, like without the user interface. But on the other hand, you have to know that a lot of Linux Linux machines, they don't have interface. They just have the the terminal. You have to deal with the terminal in order to do all the work you have to, right? So the first thing that I'm going to ask you, I want you to tell me how much you know about the Git, the commands in general, like the Linux command in particular, if you know, and like the command in general, like including Windows or whatever. Just go ahead.
Yeah, so about the Windows command line, not as much as I know about the Linux command line, because I had like this old netbook and it could only run certain distribution of like Linux. That's all it could do. So I was kind of getting familiar with that for a little bit. So I know kind of some of the stuff you showed me in the last class, like CD for changing directory, print working directory, the dots to go back a directory. I think, what was it? I think MV is move, CP is copy. I don't know, what was, I think RM rename or remove. So yeah, I don't, that's probably the extent. So
yeah, this is perfect. You know already a lot. So this, whatever you know, actually can use it to get started with a lot of things, actually doing a lot of things. You have to know that in this presentation, I just want to make clear things about the commands and what is the option and what is the input and how like the command work in general. I'm not going to go through all the commands and just try them because this is not the purpose of this course. I just want to make sure that you understand the meaning of the command and you know how to use them. Okay, so
can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah, sure.
The Linux commands, is there a way for me to download like a Linux command line program and instead of using the Windows CMD that has different commands? Is there a way for me to use the Linux command in the Windows terminal? Like,
yeah, actually, the best thing to do in order to like practice or link the different commands for Linux and like Linux in general is downloading a Linux virtual machine. This is basically the best thing you can do. You can download, you can like install Linux virtual machine in your system. You will use it as it is a real Linux in your machine, and I highly recommend you do that.
okay.
Yeah, otherwise you cannot just download the terminal, right? You cannot just go with the terminal only, right?
All right.
Yeah. So before we start anything, I want to make the difference between I want to make like the clear what is terminal, command, and shell. So do you know what is shell?
Let me see. Because I think last class you were talking about a bash.
Bash shell, yes.
Yeah, bash shell. Yeah, that's like the so bash shell, that's for Linux command, and PowerShell is for Windows command line.
Yes. Basically, this is it, right? So a shell is basically the language contained in the shell. The shell is kind of dictionary where inside all the commands are listed with the command name and also the instruction that command is doing, right? So this is what the shell is. So you have also to know that there are like multiple shells. The most known are the bash shell, which is Linux, which is like the one that Linux is using, and PowerShell, which is Windows is using. So the terminal is basically that window that you can see, like the black screen where you will type your commands. The commands is that a command is that word or sentence that you are going to write in order to give instruction to your computer. And then the shell is the language itself. The shell is I can imagine it as a dictionary. Inside there is like all the commands and the explanation of what these commands are doing. I would say explanation, or if you want, or if you prefer, you can go with the instruction that the command is doing. Okay.
Okay, so like the terminal is basically like the user interface, like how we are able to like. So the shell is the dictionary, and commands are like the instructions, and like how we, and terminal is basically like the user interface, like how we put it all together.
Yep, exactly. Again, whenever we say like command, a command and shell, like this, I just explained it. So shell is the language itself, and the command is that specific word or specific sentence that we are giving. And for this, I want you to imagine a command like this word you can see over here, raspberry. So whenever you whenever you write or you read a raspberry or raspberries in like anywhere, right? What comes to your mind?
Like the fruits.
The fruit, yes. This is exactly what is happening when you type your command through the terminal. You open the terminal, you open raspberries. These raspberries, it goes through the shell, and the shell is interpreting this as raspberries, the fruit, right? So if you don't know English, right? If you don't know English, it means you have no shell in your head, basically. It means if you give this raspberries name to anybody in the world other than the English speaker, he will never understand what is the meaning of this word, right?
Right.
So this is why a command without the shell doesn't mean anything, right? And at the same level, any English word, it doesn't mean anything if you have no dictionary, English dictionary in your head, right? So just to make it a little clearer, like the idea clearer, if I say, for example, gift for an English or like a British speaker, he will literally understand a present, isn't it? Okay. So if you say the same thing like gift, if you use like the same word gift for somebody who speaks German, he will understand poison instead. Okay. So the difference here is the shell he has in his head and the shell he is using in order to interpret, to do like the interpretation of the command you are giving. Basically, gift, like this word over here, is the command you are giving. It goes through the shell. If you give it to an English or speaker, American or British, for example, he will understand this is a present, but if you give it to a German speaker, he will understand it's a poison. So at the same level, like if you say smoking, for example, what do you understand by smoking in English?
Like, you know, smoking like cigarettes. And...
Smoking a cigarette, right? But if you tell smoking to a French speaker, he will understand suit. Okay? So again, the shell comes to picture, and it means that the shell like is everything in the language. The shell is making the language. You got the idea, right?
Right. The shell makes sense of the command.
Exactly. The shell is the one that is giving the sense of the command, basically.
Mhm.
This is why if I use the same, it happens, for example, to use the same command, like to use the same word in like Bash shell and PowerShell, and the command that will be executed will be different. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So basically, I said the terminal is the window, is basically the window where you are going to write your command in order to give an instruction.
Mhm.
Right? So this is why I just see it like this. The window is like the window through to see through the command. Through the terminal is a window to see through the shell. Okay. The window to the shell is basically is this one, is the
So
terminal.
we access the shell by opening the window, right?
Exactly. We can access the shell only by opening the window. Okay, so this is this last image I'm showing you is basically what's inside the shell. Okay, so inside the shell there is kind of language that this shell will be using, right? So the content of the shell will be like this kind. Imagine like the shell like this, and inside the shell there is like something inside, right? So it would be the content of it, and it will be the equivalent of the dictionary. So a dictionary has like a command, is like the word, and then after 2 dots you have the explanation of the word, and in the shell you have the word, which is the command, and inside, like after the 2 dots, you have the instruction this command is doing. Okay, I mean,
say that last word again.
Okay, so I said, if you want to imagine it, right? So this is a dictionary. The shell is a dictionary.
Mhm.
Okay, this is the content of the dictionary.
Okay.
Okay, how you will find words in dictionary, how you can find the meaning in dictionary. First, you need to look for like alphabetically organized. The word are alphabetically organized. You will look for the word, then you will read the word, and after the word there is like 2 dots, right? After 2 dots is the explanation of the word.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
And this is exactly how you could imagine. You could imagine the shell and the content, the shell and the content of it. So the content of the shell inside, how it is organized? It is organized like by category. It's not organized by. It is not organized by alphabetic order. It is organized by category. And if you check every category, you will find the command, and then 2 dots, and then the explanation of the instruction, or the instruction this command is doing. Okay. All right. So a little summary about what we said so far, probably and a little more. So the command are just text you can type in the terminal. Okay. A command is just the text you are going to type. The commands are interpreted by the shell. So if there is no shell, there is no language, there is no instruction, nothing will happen.
It's
so
just a text editor without the shell.
It will be just a normal text, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So different shell can interpret the same text in different ways. Okay. So this is what I try to explain, like using the word gift and using the word smoking as well with different languages. So the terminal is a window to the shell. Okay, in order to access the shell contact, we need to use the terminal. Okay, and one more information. You have to know that the commands are case sensitive, and it is very, very important to write it exactly how you have to. Okay, so if you have a command, for example, you set CP, for example, for copy. CP is like lowercase. If you try to say CP uppercase, it won't work. If you say like C uppercase, it won't work. If you say P uppercase, it won't work. You have to put everything like lowercase. You got it? And don't forget this, right? Case sensitive. Command are case sensitive. Okay. So some other things that I want to talk to you about is the structure of the command. So how to structure a command? If you want to write a command, how to do? So first of all, you have the command name. Okay. After the command name, you have a space, and then you have a dash. You'll see this dash over here. You put a dash, and after a dash, there is something we call options. You can add options using this dash, but of course, you have to make sure that this command is taking options. These options that you have, you're not going to take them from your head, but you need to check for them in the dictionary, right? And I will show you how to access the dictionary, how we show you how to access the shell dictionary. And after that, we can put the input also, again, if this command accepts input, okay? But this is the structure of the command in general. So if you say a command, like command name and then space dash option and then another space, it means this is an input, okay? After this guy is always an input.
So options and inputs are different?
Yes, option is like something, input is something else.
So does the is the input related to the option? Like,
no,
oh.
no, it is not related. Yeah, I will show you later, especially when we get to Git and everything. I will show you like how, like what is the option and what is the input,
Okay.
right? So command names need to be on the shell's search path. So it means wherever you write your command, if like when the search is done through inside the shell and your command is not found, it won't work. You see, this is what I said by the beginning. You cannot imagine commands. The commands, either you know them or you don't know them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like it has to be in the dictionary, basically, right?
Yes. If there is no, you see, like if you say, if somebody asks you to say any English word and you cannot just say blah blah blah, see, it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Because this word, it doesn't exist. You cannot just create a word, right? You have to know that word. You see, like you say eat, okay, eat, like expert automation team. Yes, it's a word. When you eat, it's something. Okay, it's an English word. Okay.
Yeah.
So commands operate on input. Okay, there are like commands that are operating on inputs. That we talk about, and I will show you later on what is the input.
So
yes.
Question. So all commands like require the input, but the option part, like not all commands have an option, but they all require
not necessary.
Input.
Not necessary. So there are like, I will show you, like CD, for example, is a command. You can just say CD without any input, right? It's a command that is not requiring an input.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh, okay.
Options, the one over here, options modify the command's behavior. Okay. By using the same input, the same command with different options, the command may behave differently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is pretty much what I have to say about the command lines. And let me just close this terminal first and then reopen it. Okay. And I don't know if you are I don't know if you know that a long time ago, like in during the 90s or probably the 80s, late 80s, for example, people, whenever they buy a computer, there is no interface. There is no user interface. Like you buy a computer, you open it or you turn it on. The only thing that you will see is a black screen like this.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, people, they don't have any windows, they don't have any user interface, so they have to know the commands.
Right.
But today, anybody can use computer. You don't have to know any command because you have the desktop. In the desktop, you can do a lot of stuff. You can create, everything is written, and I mean, like it is kind of very easy and accessible for anybody, right?
Right.
But I believe you cannot become a computer engineer if you don't know how to use the command. This is very important. Okay, so right now, as you can see, I am on the terminal, which is the window to the shell. Okay.
Yeah.
So in order to know where you are, like what is your location right now? Let's say for example, let me close this. This guy over here, right? So this guy over here, right? This one, it's basically the desktop, right? If I open Finder, for example, this one is the equivalent of the File Explorer in Windows, right? So if you open this one, it's the equivalent of File Explorer. So by using this Finder, I can basically go everywhere I like, anywhere I want, right? See, I can go. Oh, come on, it's not time. I can go to application, documents. I can go to the name of the computer. I can basically go to anywhere I want, right? Okay, let me just stop here. Okay, so at the same level, you have to know that you can do the same thing using this terminal here. So in order to know where you are, for example, if I'm like, I click on this one, and I go to Linux. So what is Linux? This one, see, I go to Linux. So here, this command over here, or whatever I have done here, I can do the same over here. Okay, so the first thing that you need to know, and basically using Linux command, is how to know where you are. And in order to know where you are, you need to use this command over here, pwd, right? Pwd, it means print working directory.
Right.
Okay, so if you hit enter, it will basically give you where you are right now. Okay, it means here now you are on users and then the name of my computer. This is basically my name and the name of my computer. Okay, so let's say I want to see what I have inside this computer, and I want to go to Linux. I want to do like the same operation that I have done here. So I would come here and say ls, for example, I want to go to Linux, this folder. So I'm going to say cd and then Linux like this, right? Linux. So in order to, if you don't want to type the whole word Linux, for example, you can just say L and then you tap or you hit tab, see? And then it is giving you basically some suggestion, Linux and library. And you just keep doing, like hitting tab, it will change from library to Linux, right? I want to go to Linux, I hit enter. Yeah, go ahead.
Is the forward slash like necessary, or
no, it's not necessary. See, for example, now I'm on Linux, I say ls to see whatever I have. I have a couple of folders. Let's say, for example, I want to see this is a folder, right? Copy is a folder. I want to see just cd copy. I don't need a folder, and I can go to this copy.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me just cd back. So in order to go back, you need to use this cd ... right? There is a space between ... right? If you say cd ... without a space, it's an error. Okay.
Okay. So the ... is an input.
Okay, this ... is an input, yes.
Okay.
See, this is the command, and this is the input.
Got it.
Okay. This is why you have to put a space between them. You have to differentiate between the command and the input. See, if you are doing this, your shell or your shell is just taking this as a whole word. You got it? Okay, cool. So as I said, so for now we saw pwd, we saw ls, we saw cd to any directory. We can say cd to path. If you have the whole path, you can just give the whole path. And you can also say space ... in order to cd back, right? So in order to clear all this screen, like the whole screen, you need to use the word clear. Okay, if you say clear, you will clear the screen. Basically, you're not clearing, right? Because if you scroll up, you will see everything. But if you say clear, it will basically like just clean the screen itself. All right, so let me do pwd again. As you can see, I'm on Linux right now, and I want to show you the like what I have in Linux. Okay, I do ls, and I show you whatever I have in Linux. Okay, so as I told you, now I'm going to use the options that I told you about. This ls accepts options. So this is why if I say ls this dash over here and say a, I hit enter, you will see that I got some new stuff that I don't have before. You see this, these three?
Mm-hmm.
They are new stuff that I cannot see, right? So this is basically hidden file that can show be shown only if you use the option -a.
Right.
It means if you use ls-a, you are basically listing, this is for list, right? ls is for list. You are basically listing all, everything. This -a stands for all. Okay. And I believe I can also use 2 dashes here and just say all like this. If I do this, okay, I think I'm not sure. Okay, let's see, right? I just suggested this. I suggested this, but if I want to know anything about this, I can access the dictionary of the shell, right? Oh, I think I know what it is not working, but because like recently I switched from Bash shell to ZSH, right? ZSH is the one, is like a new shell that ZSH is like a new shell that Apple created, that they made it kind of better, and I think this is what is not working. So if I use man, if I say man for manual, this is man for manual, and this is a command, right? This man command is invoking the manual. Okay, so if I say man ls, this will take me to the manual and ls page. It means it will explain me everything about this ls command. Okay, so if I hit enter, what is this? Okay, is it like different? Is it that different? Okay, yeah, it is here. Sorry, it took like some time to appear, right? I was thinking like, what is this? Okay, so as you can see, I used man, which is the manual of my shell, of the bash shell that I'm using, in order to get all the options or all the descriptions that this ls is doing, right? And as you can see, it is giving me the name, like you see ls list directory content. Synopsis, it is basically giving me, this is all the options that I can use. I can use option A, B, C, D, F, G, L, O, P, R, S, T, U, W, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like all these things that I can use. I can use this dash color, you see. Finally, I can use dash color, but I cannot use I cannot use dash O. I can use this dash D, and I can use just the file, and I can use this dots over here. See, a lot of things I can use. So now this with description will give you every single information about the options. So what is this option over here is showing? This is it is saying displays extended attribute keys and sizes in long output. Okay, so you see, for example, the one that I used, right? Let's check for, let's look for A. What is A?
Under W.
Oh yeah, yeah, this one, yeah. See, this one it is saying include directory entries whose name begin with a dot, which is not. Oh yeah, so basically, but you know also that these files or anything that is starting with a dot is basically the hidden file.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When you type man ls, was the ls was an input, right? Not an option.
Yes. In order to be an option, it has to have this dash. If it has no dash, it's not an option.
Got it.
Okay. Okay, so one more I want to look is L. What is L? This one. See, list files in the long format as described in the long format described below. See, you will see like what is the long format, but whenever you use this guy over here, you will see all the options that you have, everything that you have in the current directory in long format, right? I will show you what is this for. And all this description actually goes to only the ls format. See, all this description. It's a lot, right? This is only for ls.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, one more thing, right? How to get out? Out of this thing, right? If you say, for example, escape or something like that, you won't get out. In order to get out from here, you need to use either Q. See? Do you see this one? This guy over here?
Yeah.
So if you write Q there, it means quit, right? You will quit this page over here.
Oh, so you just press Q. You don't even have to hit
Yeah,
enter?
you just need to press Q.
Okay.
Okay. So let's use ls, and this time we are going to use the option L. Okay, this one. I got exactly the same information in a long format. This is what we call a long format.
Right.
With long format, yeah, basically it is giving me the date. It is giving me like how big is that file. It is giving me like who can have access, like who is using the computer right now, and basically the privilege. All this is the privilege of the file, which means that this file is like readable and readable by who. Like this is like user. This is user owner. No, so it's going to be user. This one is going to be owner, and this one is going to be. We have like 3 users. Sorry, what is that? Third one. We have user. We have owner. Okay, I forgot that the third one. Sorry. But anyways, this is giving you like the maximum information about the files and folders that you have currently on the directory. Okay. So just quickly, right? CP is the one that to use for to copy stuff. Okay. If you want also how to use CP, you just need to say man and then basically CP. If you say this, it will give you all the information, right? Here it is saying CP. It has a lot of a couple of options that you can use, and you need to give the source file and then the target file. Okay. The file you want to copy and the file you want to copy to.
Now in the right underneath it, right? Like you give it a source file and then ... Is that representative of space or?
No. It's not a space. Whenever you say ... it means you can copy as much file as you can.
Oh, okay.
It means you can use multiple ones, like you can use multiple source files.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so let's quit this and look, for example, for man of CD, right? CD also, it has a couple of things that you can see. Okay, the name is here, synopsis is here. See, like it has like option with only these options built in, arguments, multiple arguments. A lot of things you can find here, right? You can just spend the entire life just reading these things. I don't think you will finish it because there are a lot actually. Okay.
Yeah.
So MV is for move or rename, right? This you can move file or rename the file. What else I said? So I said you can so it's gonna be move. There is like CP. There is like Okay, let me just go. Let me read this, right? ls. See this guy over here. I put a lot of comments here. That's the ones that I found. So let me just read this file over here. So how to read a file? There's like a multiple ways to read a file. Only in terminal without going out. One of these is called nano. You can use nano. So if you say like a nano, or you do this, you will open this guy, right? This is an editor basically. This is a file editor, but at terminal level. Okay. And if you have to exit and how to do things, you have to read like in the bottom in order to see how to exit or how to do stuff. Okay, so in order to do, if you do pwd, you are going to change directory. cd is change. No, this one is our path working directory, or print working directory. cd is change path. Navigate back. This cal, for example, is to show the calendar. This date is just to show the date. Cat is concatenate stream input and output. I will show you this. I feel this one is important. I will show it to you. Man is for manual. Help is for, it's like the extension of the manual. There are like some commands you cannot find on manual. Man, you will need to use help in order to have the explanation. So this is to, this is from, this is to, and this is from. These two or these three over here, we are going to associate them to the cat. I will show you now in order to do command. I will tell you. This TTY, what was that?
No, because for the homework I was doing Java string alterations, and one of the alterations I used was a concat. So
yeah, concatenation, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So TTY is kind of showing you where the terminal file is located, right? So because you have to know that like the good thing in terminal is a computer is like taking anything like a file. You see, like even the terminal is a file. You see this terminal over here? The Linux shell is taking like every single thing in your computer as a file. Okay, so even this terminal here is a file. So whenever you say TTY, it will show you where the terminal file is located. This cat is basically cutting input to field using the delimiter. This one is a piping. I don't want to talk too much about this. You can go through because this is advanced, right? This is really advanced knowledge how to use piping and T. This T here and piping, I don't want to and arguments, right? These three, don't think too much about them. If you start like learning very well the command line, you will find how to use this pipe T and xargs. So rm is for move or remove file. ls is list directory. Touch is to create a file. If you say touch, you'll create like empty file. mkdir is to make a directory or to create directory. rmdir is for remove empty directory only. In order to remove like a directory with like content inside, you have to use an option which is R, capital R. rm-r is delete recursively everything. rmri is deleting after permission. cp is copy. Nano is the one that I just opened now. Locate is one command that you can use, but before using it, you have to create database basically of the entire files that you have. So forget about this for now. I think it's like more advanced stuff. All right. So in order to go out of this, you need to say Control X to get out. So yes, go ahead.
At the bottom of the nano thing, it had some like directions, I guess. Yeah. So like previous page, next page, all that stuff, that upward arrow, is that shift or is that, what is that? Like the
So
upward
this is
arrow
control.
plus K.
This is control.
Control O.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is control, but if you have Mac only, right? If you don't have Mac, it's another story. Like
All
this
right,
is
so,
the sign of control in Mac.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, makes sense.
So in order to exit, you need to say Control X in order to exit. So let's say, for example, I don't know if I have VI. This is also another yeah, this is also another one, how to say it, like a file editor or text editor that you can use without getting out of your terminal. This is also very important. And in order to get out from here, you need to use, if you get stuck one day in this kind of editors, you will see you can do whatever you want. You cannot get out of this one, right? The only way to get out is you need to hit escape, and after that semicolon. Check this one, right? If you made the changes, you need to put WQ. If you have put changes, if you didn't put any changes, you can just use Q in order to go out.
So W saves.
How is that?
The W is like a save. WQ is like save then quit.
Yeah, with this one, WQ is write and quit. Write and quit.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But if you didn't write anything like right now, because it may work. Yeah, it worked, but in Linux box, it won't work in Linux box. Okay, in Linux box, you have just to say either quit, or if you want another thing, if you just did some changes and you don't want to save them, you need to say this quit like this and then this exclamation mark. Okay, so this looks like working well, all of them in Mac, but if you have Linux, it will depend on what you have done in that file at that time. If you wrote something and you want to change, if you wrote something and you want to discard, if you didn't write anything and you want to quit. 3 commands basically. Okay. So let's say, for example, I want to read this file, the one that I just showed you, without even use nano or VI, right? I can do that using the cat I told you. The cat is basically concatenation. So whenever you say this, it means from, right? This cat from where? From this guy over here, like all command text or .txt, right? So if I hit enter, you will see that I just read the information inside the terminal. I'm still on the terminal. You see, I don't have to. I cannot change. I cannot do anything, right?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But if I want to use this cat command and I want to write something, okay, so I don't want to risk with this file, so I'm going to use two greater than. So if you use this, it means you want to write in this, you want to write to this file, but you will write, you will append basically. So you are going to do this. You'll be able to append like this is text to append, and then you will say enter or not enter. You need to say Control X. No, it's Control Z. You need to say Control Z, right? This one is suspended. It is saying should not be suspended. Okay. Let me read in it and see. Okay. Let me read. Oops. Why is this saying? Yeah. See. You see, right? I just wrote this text, right? Remember, this text is to append.
Right.
It just got appended to the list that I have.
Yeah.
If you use only one
greater than sign.
One greater than sign, you are not going to append. You are going basically to overwrite.
Oh, wait,
okay.
but you didn't give it anything to override with.
No, but I'm just saying if you use this, let me give a try with another text.
Yeah, can you like do
File
like
text, right?
touch and then
Okay, so
file?
let's see, for example, which text file I want to have here. See like this io.txt or for example, right? Or this date, right? You see this date?
Mhm.
Let me just say date or first cat, and then I read from this date, and then .txt. I have a date, as you can see here. See, I have something inside. If you want to read it with vi, for example, let's read it with vi. Date .txt. See, I have a text over here.
Mhm.
Okay, let me go out of this one, and then I'm going to append something. Or first, I'm going to append. So I'm going to say cat like this. What's the name? Date .txt, right? So I'm going to append this text like this is text to append, right? I do this and I say Control C or Control Z or Control X to get out. And now if I try to read from the file, you will see that I have appended. See, I have the date on this one. If I do the other one, if I do this one, okay, I will say enter, and then this is new text, right? If I do this,
Wait, can you when you press enter after this is new text and it goes to the new line, are you able to keep writing? In terms of like, are you able to keep writing for that to be concat into
yeah, of course.
Okay. So it's not
Let me read it first. You see, it got upgraded.
Yeah.
Everything is
Everything
is
is
deleted,
got-
and it's got replaced with this one only. So
Yeah.
let's do what you just said.
Mhm.
Okay, you said, for example, I keep this is first line.
Mhm.
This is second line. This is third line. Okay, I can do this. So I can now read it. You see, first line, second line, third line.
Yeah.
Okay, so we call also this guy over here greeter sign and everything. We call this redirection, like for example, if you can basically redirect anything you want. I told you about this cal command, right? I said it is showing the calendar, right?
Mhm.
If you use cal, you will show the calendar. If you say, for example, cal, and you say direct like this, you will direct it to where? You are going to direct it to date.txt, right? Now, if you read this, the date.txt, you read it, you will see that I have a calendar inside.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so do you have any questions about all what I showed? This is kind of basic, right? As I showed you in the file, there are like some advanced stuff, like the creation, how to, as like usage of the pipe, the usage of the T, and the use of the XRJS or X argument if you want, and also how to create like your own command, because you know you can create your own command, right? There's like a way to create your own command, like
By adding them
by
to the
using
shell.
other commands. What was that?
By adding the command to the shell.
No, you will add. You see, it will be kind of your own dictionary. I will give you an example, right? I don't like clear command, right? I don't like clear command. I feel like it's too big, right? CLEIR, it's too big. This is why I replaced this clear command by CLS.
Mhm.
So in my I don't know if it's CLS or CLR. I think I put CLS. So in my command or in my bash shell that you can see here, if I say ls, I will be clearing the screen. But if you try to use the same CLS on any Linux command or any Mac, this won't work. See?
Right, because they haven't defined it.
Yeah, because this CLS is basically my command. Actually, this is a command that is used in Windows, which is basically clear screen. I like it better than clear. This is what I just created, like CLS to clear the screen. I feel like it's like CLS is easier to write than clear. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have any questions so far on what we saw on this topic?
Yeah. Now, I mean, I was gonna ask, so do people, like, let's say if they're using Windows, but they like the Linux shell commands more? So kind of like how you use CLS instead of clear. Do people go into the shell?
You can ask any engineering test, like all of them if you want. It doesn't matter who. He will tell you, I prefer to use 100%, like 100% Linux than Windows or Mac.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So like, let's say if they have a Windows machine, can they go into their Windows shell and change the commands?
Yeah, of course. But the only issue is there are a lot. This is the problem.
Oh, right.
Like even you, like only if you want to change some, like the most important or the most used one, you can just use them. And as I said, I don't think you will need to use PowerShell commands, because I never my life saw a computer like a Windows computer without a Windows itself. Okay, I'll give you a simple example, right? And Mo is aware of that. Right now, I'm working on a project where I don't have Windows. You see, they like the team, like the IT team assigned me access or gave me access to the box, and they said now you can connect. And how to connect? I have to use command line only command line, and it's Linux box. So I have to use like all this Linux command that I showed you in order to know where I am, where to go, what to do, open files, do the operations, everything. I have to do. I need to use command line. So this is why you need to know, or any I believe any engineer in computer needs to know how to use command lines, at least the basics. Take example of me, for example. I'm not like expert on this, right? Even I'm talking like about this, I'm not an expert. I'm just kind of, I have some knowledge, I have some good knowledge in order to use or do basically whatever I want. So far, I know how to use it, but I'm not expert. So you have to know that experts, they can just do things unbelievable with this. Okay? All right, so
even as a QA, all the stuff that Nasir just taught us, majority of us never going to use them. Majority of us. It's just that we may use only few of them, but majority of the folks in the QA world, they will not be using those things.
It means
something else.
Huh?
Do they use something else?
No, because not every single QA is working with the Linux box, right? Okay. So even for like SDATs or some other folks, they may be involved in creating a framework or building a brand new framework, working on an existing framework, updating the script, creating a new script and whatnot. So those are all Java Selenium or Python Selenium or C# Selenium or whatever. Like they'll be using something. They don't necessarily need to use Linux box. It depends on the project you're working on, depends on the company you're working for as well.
So it's like project specific.
It's project specific, you could say that, yeah. Nasir, would you agree on that?
Yeah. I mean, as you said, like most people that are not using it, but also there is something. If you are any way working in like data, big data, or something like that, you will be using this command.
Yes.
Yeah, most of people if you have like a project where you have big data or like ETL or something like that, you will be using these commands a lot.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know how there are some people who say so when Nasser says big data or ETL or anything like that, you know, some people may get confused with the term that it's data-driven framework. It is not data-driven. It's yes, data-driven. Yes, we do work with data and everything, but ETL and all those things, those projects are primarily dealing with lots of data. And when I say lots of data, we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of thousands of rows of data, sometimes even millions and millions of rows of data. So, and you know, and majority of the time you could be working with various APIs. When I say API, it could be 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 APIs, and they all give a bunch of data. And you have to compare the data from one database to another database. So whenever you do that, they don't necessarily have an interface that we can work with. And you're basically just sitting in front of the computer and you're just seeing the data, like, okay, I have all these numbers showing up. Like if you see the stock market in general, right? If you just, let's say without the little ticker symbol, like going up and down that little chart, without that, if someone just gives you numbers, you'll have no idea what those number means, right? Yeah. It's all numbers basically at the end of the day. Yeah. So whenever we talk about no data or no SQL, or MongoDB, those are all big data that we're talking about, and we're talking about millions and millions or hundreds of thousands of rows of data that we're talking about. And for those specifically, you know, that's why he went over the Linux and stuff. Again, it's not for majority of the QA folks, but it does apply to a lot of folks.
Do they come up and like interviews?
Unless that company is more toward data, more if they are, then yes, they will probably ask you questions on data in general, but they'll probably ask you questions like, how do you compare data? Have you worked with big data? What do you know about big data? What do you know about ETL? What is MongoDB? What is that? What is NoSQL? They'll probably ask you questions like that. But in general, they will not focus on this. They will not focus on any of this. Yeah, Nasser, you can continue.
Okay, so let me just open the. Okay, this is basically what I have to tell you about the command lines and the command line and everything. So still I'm open if you have any question. Right now I'm opening the project that we started last time. Yeah, the project is here. So if you don't have any question about that, can you do you have any questions about?
So I see. So it's kind of it might be unrelated, but it kind of goes back to the command line stuff. On the bottom of the IntelliJ, there's a terminal, right?
Yeah, this terminal, yeah.
Is that Bash, PowerShell?
Yeah, this one is Bash shell. This one is using Bash shell.
So even if I open IntelliJ on my Windows, it'll be Bash, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Nasser, can you increase the font size?
Yeah, I mean this session bugged. I don't know why. I was trying to get control and it bugged.
File setting.
I don't know. I had an error yesterday in IntelliJ, and I had to do a lot of settings. I thought it's fixed, but yeah, in some others I can have like access very well. See. Let's see.
Yeah, go to file setting to increase the font size.
Yeah, now it's fine. I think I got back the. Yeah, I got it back.
Yeah, size. Yeah, that's good.
I changed it back because it was too big for me, right? Yeah, this is good, right? You want 18?
Yes, it's fine.
This is fine.
Okay. So do you have any questions about data type that we saw last time? Any primitive and non-primitive variables? Any question about the logical statement and the loops?
No, I think I got the gist of it. I think as I practice more and more, it'll become more like natural. Like when I was practicing, I was using the, like the project files, like I was going back and forth, like looking at what you did to implement it to my project. But it seemed pretty clear, like as I was implementing it, but I had to just keep looking back.
Okay, I see. All right, so let me stop sharing my screen. I want you to share your screen and show me what you have done like for the homework I gave you, right? You remember for the homework for the creation of the of the file of the creation of the strings and also the assignment, right? I am first of all, did you like the assignment? How did you like it?
No, I liked it. I felt like it allowed me to put into practice a lot of the things that like you taught me in the class. And I felt like it was challenging, but it wasn't.
It was challenging, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was challenging, but at the same time, because of the instructions you gave and just having like the logical statement and the loop and examples of that, like I was able to like figure out kind of like how to like structure the program.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. Let me stop my screen. Let me stop my screen sharing, and you can share yours, right? Okay. We will see. We will go through the solution, right? How to like the good solution for that.
Yeah. I probably had more trouble with the string alterations.
Oh, really?
That was like, sometimes I expected one result, but then it was like, sometimes it would like, I didn't fully understand like the arguments, because sometimes it would take an argument and I'm like, okay, and the result I got back wasn't like, I was just looking at like, what would I use this for? Like,
okay. But the easy thing of that, like the thing like you need to take advantage of is basically everything. Everything is in Google. So if you know how to search, I remember this very well. Like the person who told me this, I would say, like the person who told me this, this sentence over here is Mo, a long time ago. He told me, you absolutely need to know how to search and what to search, right? He said a good tester is a tester who knows what to search and how to search. I don't know if you remember this, Mo, a long time ago.
I'm not sure, maybe.
Yeah, I can tell you. You told me this very long ago. Very long time ago, and I remember this sentence, and I cannot forget it because it's very, very important. I believe
so a good tester must know what to search and how to search.
Now, how to search, he must know how to search and what to search.
Okay.
Okay. Because as I always say, online you can find pretty much everything, like everything you want. But do you really know, or do you really know how to select the right answers and the right and the good thing to use in your program or everything? So because if you go to Stack Overflow, you will basically find all the things that people are talking about, all the options, all the things that you have to use, but you have to find a way to use them as well. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can use Stack Overflow for.
Yeah. This is.
I think to the scanner one, like the scanner thing, because I just wanted to see another example of it.
Yeah.
And that kind of Stack Overflow kind of helped with that.
But you see the difference there, right? Like everything that we went over in class, it seemed very easy, right? When you see it, it's like, it's common sense. It's very basic. But then when you actually start doing it, that even though it seems easy, that becomes hard. Like it could be as simple as missing a syntax. It could be as simple as that. But that's why we prefer, and that's why we implement on our teaching lots of hands-on.
Yeah.
Because more you do hands-on, there could be a person who knows little, but if they're hands-on, they would learn a lot more.
Yeah.
Rather than someone who actually knows a lot, like they can talk, but they wouldn't know how to implement it.
Yeah.
Which is obviously a problem, because you have to know how to implement, and in order to implement, you have to do hands-on coding, and that's the reason why we actually gave you that assignment to actually help you utilize almost everything that we use in the classroom. So that way you can actually get some experience, and also, as Nasir was saying, that code, what that means is a good tester knows what to search for and whatnot. That's basically saying, in general, what will happen in the workplace, nobody knows all the answers. Even the senior level tester, they don't know the answers, but they know what to look for,
How to find the answer.
How to find the answer. So what they will do, because code is code, right?
Yeah.
If I see a code, I know how to read it. I know what it's saying.
Yeah.
If you see a code, you're going to know what it's saying too. And there are millions of other people who knows what the code is saying.
Yeah.
But in order to implement something, you have to know which part to take out, because everything that you do, everything exists in life.
Yeah.
Literally speaking, everything exists already. Someone probably coded somewhere, and it exists, but you have to know which code to take and which code to put on your code.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing. So if that's what that quote means, that a good tester knows what to search for. Yeah, I forgot the second part he mentioned. Not so mentioned.
He said a good tester must know how to search and what to search.
Exactly.
So yeah, I did a couple of examples of string dot just to see what comes up, and I tried to just figure out based on, like, okay, some of them just doesn't really need an argument, and some of them do. And the cool thing about, I guess, IntelliJ is, it kind of just it helps you out a lot, because if you just hover over it, it kind of
Tells you.
Yeah, it kind of tells you, what parameters, what to put in there, what shouldn't go there. So that kind of helped me out a lot. Let's see. Run and see if it.
Yeah, it's there.
So let's see. That's the original. This is all lowercase, all uppercase. I think that's concat. Let's see. This is, I think, replace the U with the I. Intern, I don't, this is just, I guess, compares this to this. I kind of just took an example from online, because I wasn't really sure how to actually utilize it. But apparently, so this is, if it's not equals, it just kind of, but
yeah,
I was just stuck experimenting. What is this? Get bytes. Yeah, those two, I was just kind of experimenting, because I wasn't really knowing like what I was gonna get.
Yeah.
So that split, I was expecting something different here, because I put like a space, and I was expecting like maybe it to like become one word or something. This chart at, this is like the first, so like the at index 0, it's a Q. What is this? And yeah, so you guys can kind of like see.
Yeah, index of, yeah.
Let's see. Like obviously compared to as that quality assurance is not. This kind of checks if it ends with ends, which it does. To chart array. What is this? Yeah,
Okay.
that too. I wasn't really sure.
Okay, so one thing, right? The thing that you said you don't understand the bytecode rate that you are getting is basically the equivalent of your string, but in bytecode language, right?
Okay.
See this B at that rate 1B6 D3 and everything. This is like a bytecode language. This is basically things that you cannot understand. Only computer understands it, right? So don't worry a lot about that. You have to know also that a lot of this thing that a lot of this stuff that you can see here, you probably won't use it as a tester. It's more for development purpose. But I just noticed one which is basically important, and you said you have like trouble understanding it, is split, right? Can you go to split one? I think this one is like kind of very important for tester. Yeah. So the string, basically you are taking this. So what are you doing there, right? So we are basically taking the string str, and you are splitting by what? You are splitting by a space. Yeah. Can you show me the str string value?
str7.
I think it's just str.
I'm doing it to the original string, right?
Yeah. So if you are doing that, which is quality assurance, right? Yeah. So if you are saying that string dot split, it means you are just splitting the assurance quality by the space, right? By wherever there is a space, you are gonna split your string by that, which will give you like two words, right? This will give you two words, correct? It will give you assurance and quality. Okay, so whenever you get like assurance quality, it means it's not a string anymore. You are not getting a string anymore. So basically, this is a list. You got this?
Right. Okay. Because
it's a list of strings. It's a list of strings.
Okay.
So instead of saying string 7, if not naming it string 7, don't name it string 7 anymore. You can rename it array, because this is an array, right? This is an array of lists. Okay, I taught you in the class how to access array information. If you try to print the array just like this, you cannot, right? It will just show you a code byte, like a byte code, right? But if you say if you say like 0 and 1, it will basically give you the two values that we had after splitting them. Can you now run it? You will see that you have quality. If you try to access 2, you will have assurance, or quality assurance. Yeah. So number 7 is gonna be quality, right?
I got both.
No. Can you take out the limit?
Oh, okay.
And yeah, that one.
Yeah.
See? And if you say 1, which is basically the second value of the the second value of the array, it will return assurance.
It does.
Okay. Yeah. So I believe this one is important, because a lot of time when you start testing, we deal a lot with strings that we take from UI, from website, and then sometimes we just do iteration. We just change some stuff on it. Trim. Did you try trim? Trim also is very important, I believe. Trim is important. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if I did. I don't think I did.
Okay. So okay, so trim is important. Why? Trim is basically deleting any extra spaces in the string.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, that one. So if you go first you have to put spaces, right? Can you assign a value to string 17? No, not there. It has no argument. It has no argument.
Okay.
Can you give a value to string 17? Give it a value, like anything, right?
So just put your name maybe, or just put hello world. Just say hello world.
Okay, hold on. So don't do this.
No, yeah, you can just put this. That's fine. Okay. say
So hello
yeah.
world or something.
Okay.
Okay,
Put a couple
now
of spaces.
yeah, put spaces, especially in the beginning, right? No. It is taken only out like the spaces in the beginning and at the end. It is not taking spaces in between.
Okay, let me see. Hold on. So like this.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you see this space, the space by the end is kind of hard to notice it, but the one in the beginning will be very easy to notice. Okay, first of all, I want you to print string 17. Just print it first. Okay, print it, run it. You will see that the space will be printed. Make sure this print is yeah. You see?
Yeah.
Can you make sure?
You can put 16 in there if you wanted to. No. I mean, when on the print line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can just put it there just to make things consistent with your other things.
Okay.
Plus,
Okay.
you put 16 over there.
No,
No,
change
no.
the 16 to yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just can you make sure that you have a space after ADI? No. In the print, right? In the console.
In the console right here.
Yeah. Can you select like everything? You see like you will have a space, right? Can you select? Yeah. You see, you have a space, right? Do you see the space?
Yeah.
Now you apply the trim. Apply the trim on that.
No,
No, you can just do it on
no.
print, right? You can just do it on print.
Select do another print. Do another print state.
No. Just you can apply it there on that print.
No. Let him do another one so he can see the difference.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, print it.
Okay.
There is no space anymore. Can you check and highlight it? You will see that there is no space by the end as well. See, there's no space. So this one is important. Did you do replace?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
The replace also is very important because I believe you will be replacing a lot of things, or we will be replacing a lot of things whenever we start doing automation. Yeah, like you see, for example, this to lowercase to uppercase things also are very important. The comparison, did you do contains?
Contains, yeah.
Yeah, contains. This one also is very important, right?
So that's wrong, I think.
Really?
It's not printing, I think. Number 9, did it print?
No, yeah, it's false.
No, but it cannot print anything, right? It won't print anything.
I mean, it did. Because it's a Boolean, right?
It is a Boolean, yeah. Well, I mean, it will say, okay, yeah, it is checking basically if you have G, right, inside.
Yeah.
And you have no G, right? So it is printing false, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like the way you are doing is not the right way, right? Because basically you first need to okay, I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. He
it's fine for now.
Fine.
Yeah.
But we'll use this more, so you'll get it more.
Yeah. I just need to actually see example of it in a more practical sense.
Yeah, you will. Whenever we start automation, we will working like on real things, right? Like on different APIs, libraries, and you will see we'll be manipulating all these things. Okay, so let's go to the temperature converter.
Okay.
Yeah, can you close that? Can you close that? Yeah, that one. Okay, close it. Okay, and start explaining what did you do exactly.
So yeah, imported the scanner to get the user input, and then I wanted it to be a loop from like as soon as I ran it. Obviously, I wanted it to run the welcome message, and then yeah, I kind of just followed what you laid out. Like I wanted it to look like that. So choose conversion mode. I the choice is going to be saved in this int variable, and then created a scanner object to start picking up user inputs, and then printed out the directions for the user to select, 1, 2, for whichever format they wanted it to, and then save their choice using sc next int. And then I declared the temp variables to hold basically the temperature, and then initialized and converted the temp variable. So next I asked them what is the temperature that they want to convert. If they chose 1, I went with the Celsius. I stored the I used next int and scanner to store the Celsius in the Celsius variable, and then I used the formula to convert it and put it in the Fahrenheit. Then I printed out whatever the Celsius was into Fahrenheit, and then I put like a new line at the end of it, just so whatever the next message is, it kind of has some space. So if they didn't choose 1, they chose 2, then obviously it would just be the opposite. So, the number, then the next int, whatever the input was, would go into Fahrenheit, and then apply the formula to it, and then put it, assign it to Celsius, and then print out what that was, Fahrenheit to Celsius. And then basically, if they want to repeat it, so I printed out, do you want to convert other temperatures? Yes, no, and put their user input into answer. And if their answer was no, break the loop, original loop. And if it wasn't, then it would just continue, continue from the beginning, I guess. It would just start, welcome. And then if it does break, then it'll go to the exit message, which is goodbye, Susan.
Okay, can you run and see?
Yeah.
So did you create like test cases to create test cases to check the application?
I mean, I created it, and then I just tested it out just to see if it would work. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't work. Like, let's say if someone wanted to do like, oh, I want to convert 117.9 or something, because that would be a float, and I didn't really, I guess it wouldn't. I didn't really test it out and see if it will work. But okay. let's convert, like Celsius or whatever. It converts to 113. Let's, if I want to do it again, let's do Fahrenheit. The 90 degrees would be 36 degrees. Let's no, and it would be goodbye.
Okay, so can you start it again? Can you run it again?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see the first test case, right? We are going to go with test cases. Okay.
Well, first of all, congrats on running your first application by yourself.
Yeah.
Just amazing, first of all.
Definitely, you have done a great job. This is really amazing. Okay, the first thing to do is, you just tested the first test case, right? You just did like you said like the user is gonna answer with yes, basically. Okay, so and then after that, there's no yes, right? Okay, yeah, there's only like conversion. Okay, so you say, okay, the guy will answer, will choose either 1 or 2, and then after that he will again choose 1 or 2 to say, do you want to redo or not, right? So basically, this is one of the scenarios. Okay, let's take now the second scenario. So this is now testing, right? Whatever you have, whatever I showed you, like on Thursday, it was it was like the development part, how to develop and everything. Now we are going to think as a tester. Okay, we are not developers anymore. Now we are in the skin or in the body of a tester. So we are going to think tester. The first test case you have just showed is working fine and well, no issue. So now the second thing, let's say for example, the user is gonna say 3 instead of 1 or 2. Can you put 3? Okay, what is this? Why did this work?
Because let's see. So the choices, the 3 got into here because I didn't put like a condition. Like I didn't specify whether it's gonna be 2. So it's like I should have put else if choice equals 2, run this, and then at the bottom else
anything else, like break the application and say you didn't enter a correct
right,
choice.
like another message or something.
Yeah, can you like do this like instead? Choice equals to 2. Okay.
Break, or should I put like a message or something?
I mean, okay, so the requirement, right? So now will come. I don't remember if you I don't know if you remember what Mo told you about the requirements and everything. So there the requirements will come in picture, like will come to picture, right? So the requirements is basically saying, can you go back to the requirements that I gave you?
Let's see.
It will be in GitHub, right? So GitHub is there, right? Yeah, you can click that. Homework. Yeah. So look at the requirements. So the requirements are basically saying, okay, it's fine. The requirement is basically saying, I feel like I forgot some requirements, but it's fine. So the requirements here is saying you don't have to break your stuff, right? Basically, you should keep the user on the loop just in order to choose either 1 or 2.
Okay.
You got the point?
Yeah. So.
So what do you think? What do you think we can do here? We are going to force the user to choose either 1 or 2.
So.
So let's imagine it like this, right? Well, if the user enters 3 or 4 or anything, we'll keep saying no, it's not a good thing. Enter 1 or 2. What is this? What is this? In logically speaking.
Like an error message or something?
No. If you have error, it means your program is broken and you will stop and you have to restart it. I don't want to have that. I don't want to stop my my program basically. I want to keep it turning around.
A loop.
It's a loop, right? Okay. So you go to line. You see, after you say enter the temperature to convert, after like in between this the statement and if, right? Okay. We are going to create a loop in order to force the user to answer only by yes or by 1 or 2. So we are going to say there while. Can you write while? We're going to use like the brackets and the curly brackets and everything. enter. Okay, now go back to the condition. We are going to say in the condition, right, inside the brackets, right? We're going to say if, like the condition is going to be, the condition inside is going to be if more, if choice, right? If choice is different than, choice is different. No, I mean, not is different, right? You're right, like not equal to. Not equal to 1.
Oh yeah, hold on.
And it's not or, yeah. If you say or, it means you have to say that the choice has to be like if the choice is different than 1 and 2 and 2, not or 2.
Wait, so while choice, so that shouldn't it be? Hold on. Yeah, no, you go ahead.
1.
So 1
and choice is different than 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you go inside. You go inside the loop. You will say, like the choice, right? Choice equals to SC, which is no, equals to SC dot, like we are going to get the user input, right? SC dot next integer, right?
Mhm.
Okay, and then one more, go to the line.
Go to the new line.
Yeah, and print a statement invalid entry or whatever, like invalid choice, like just in or enter only 1 or 2, for example. This is instruction, right? Enter invalid choice, invalid entry, for example. Yes, 1 or 2. Yeah.
Okay.
This should be okay, I guess. Can you run it? Okay, for one more thing, right? One more thing. Can you just go with go back to the choice 2 and change it to else only? Because now, after saying this, the user can only enter 1 or 2. So there is no reason to handle the second option. Okay, take out the else. Now that one, yes. Can you run and see? Can you like enter 3, for example? Okay, so this is not working. So what is the reason of this?
So maybe.
Oh, okay. So can you create like an output? Okay, between 27 and 28, right? See, enter the temperature to convert. After enter temperature to convert. Yeah, go to the line and say choice equals to sc dot next integer, right? So because I want the user to give his choice, right?
That.
Can you run it? So basically here he's gonna give his answer, and then if it is not the good one, can you now say 3? Again, what is going on? Can you scroll up a little bit? Oh, wait. So what is this? Oh, okay, I got it. Can you delete that line 20? Okay, so wait, so scanner and scanner, okay. Print this variables and then say, okay, can you read, can you rerun now? Enter 3. Why it is not executing the code? Oh, okay. See, like this system you see that the system outprint invalid entry, enter 1 or 2, right? Yeah, put it before. Yeah, put it before the choice equals to, yeah, choice equals to sc.integer. Yeah, run again. Can you put 3? Can you put like 5? See, now it is working, right? Can you put 9? Can you put 1?
Put A. Oh.
No. Before I go that, right? Because I'll go to there, right? So 1 is now.
So now it's not 1 isn't working.
Yeah, 1 should work, right? Because this one should, yeah, because now it is supposed to say enter the temperature to convert, right?
If should go inside that while statement.
The whole if else statement, right?
Yeah. And repeat also. Like everything should go within that while statement.
No, wait. We are going to proceed like differently, right? Can you literally create, can you guys just do Control Z until it goes to the original one? How it was before?
To the very beginning?
Yeah, can you go like do Control Z until how it was when you just explained it? Because I want to go like with another logic, right? I want to go with another logic because I mean like your code is kind of correct, but the logic is still lacking of efficiency, right? Okay. Yeah. Can you create like another temp converter?
Just duplicate it.
No. Just a new one, right? We are going to create it. We are going to give the solution now, right? We are going to think logically, right?
Oh, okay.
Not there. Don't create a class inside the class. Yeah. Create a class and say temp converter
Resolution or answer.
Resolution or answer. Yeah. Yeah. Use the uppercase, right? This is a class.
Uppercase.
Temp converter answer. Okay. So create a main method.
PSVM.
Okay, here now we are going to think logic, right? We are going to think like developer, right? So we are going to start by declaring all the variables that I'm going to use. So which are the variables that I'm going to use? I'm going to use two. I know that I have to use like two different variable for the temperature to convert and also the converted temperature. So I'm going to say integer to convert, just keep it to convert or temp to convert, it's up to you, to convert. Okay, so whenever you create here, you need to use camel case, right? If you want to create like yeah, to convert and then semicolon, just semicolon, because we are going to use later. Right? The second one is gonna be the result of the conversion. So it's gonna be integer converted. Like this will be like a temperature converted. So the second thing that you are going to use is going to be integer mode. Okay. What else? Okay, now I want to add like one small thing, right? One small requirement, which is basically I want to ask the user if he is ready to start or not. And the purpose of this is because I want to keep the loop working, right? It's kind of better if you want to keep the loop working. So I'm going to use this in a char. I'm going to create char answer, because this is the answer of the user, right? Semicolon. Okay, so this is all about the
Variables.
The variables. So let's import a scanner because I need to use the user input scanner SC equals to scanner inside the parentheses. You put system capital S
inside the bracket.
inside the bracket. You put system capital S dot in.
The first one, yeah, dot in.
Okay, semicolon.
And usually to keep things a little bit more clear, just right after the char, press and enter so you have a little space.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I said in the requirements. First, I want to print welcome, just welcome, as you did in the previous one. So yeah, sys out print sys out and say welcome. I mean, you just add like some lines, right? See, I mean, like some dashes as you did, just to make it kind of. You can check out the one, yeah, that one, for example. The lines.
You can just copy that first time if not.
Yeah, you can copy that.
This is what the developers do, by the way. They copy and paste code all the time. But they have to know what they're coding. That's the main thing.
Okay, yeah, it is ignoring that. It's the same thing for the last one, right? The last one. No, the literally last one. In the next line, the last one. No, it's gonna be by the end.
No.
By the end, in the end.
Right here.
Yeah. And yes, this is fine. Okay, so basically here you are printing welcome and like CSS Fahrenheit and Fahrenheit CSS converter, right? So after you print that, so I want you to create, instead of using like a while loop or like just a while loop that you have used before. So after that statement, I wanted to create a do while loop instead. So you will create a do while loop. So curly bracket.
Do you remember what is a do while?
Yeah, like it does this first, and then it. Then
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah. Enter. No. Go back. No. You took off. Okay, this is what I said a couple of days ago, right? I said don't mess up with the curly brackets, right? Whenever you don't create curly brackets, you don't delete it. You just deleted this curly bracket which belongs to the main method. So now you create a do while loop. You create a do curly bracket, hit enter. Yeah, you see now the bracket that just came, it belongs to do. And after that, you write to while. No. Outside. You remember how to do while? Yeah, there. This is the condition, right? While. And then you write the condition. And then outside, we finish it with a semicolon. So what is the condition? What is the condition for this loop to work? Like to turn around? Okay, this is do while loop. So there is no curly bracket after while. There is no curly bracket after while. I said semicolon. Yeah, you put a semicolon there because this is do while loop, right? It's not only while. So the condition of while is gonna be this loop will turn around if the user says yes. So if answer equals to yes, inside while loop, answer, no, just when I say if because it's a condition, right? Answer equals to so yes, right? So basically yes is gonna be a char, right?
Why?
It's gonna be char because we declared answer as a char. So we need we declared it already. It's there on the top. So it will be yes inside one quote. You put a quote and you put the y. One quote only, not double quote. It's not double quote. Yes.
Does it matter if it's double or single?
Yeah, if you put double, it means you are making it a string, right?
Oh, okay. So single quotes are for char
Yes.
and double quotes are for string. Okay. Got it.
Okay, so can you check what is that? Yeah, okay, initialize variable. I mean, we don't need to initialize it because we are going to initialize it later. Okay, initialize it anyways. Say char answer equals to in the top, yeah, equals to, and then one quote because it's char it. I put a space because we cannot put a space. We cannot put no space, right? If you put no space, it will give an error, right? So this is now by doing this, we are just making sure that this loop will turn around after we ask the user if you want to redo the exercise again and again. You got the logic behind?
So are we back at the do while now?
Yeah, of course. But I'm just telling you, what did we create? What did we create this this do while loop? We created this do while loop in order to keep doing whatever we have in do block, since we have the answer equals to y. So after the user finished converting the first temperature, we again going to ask him, do you want to like convert other temperature? If he says yes, it will redo again. If he says no, we will say something else. We are going to say basically see you next time or whatever. Okay. So we go back to the first one, and inside you are going to print a statement saying
in the do.
In the do, yes. Now we are going to work in the do only, right? Because whatever we are going to create now, we need to be repeated. Okay.
Right.
So there you are going to say choose the conversion mode, as you did in your solution. Okay. So the conversion mode, he can choose 1 for Celsius to Fahrenheit and 2 for Fahrenheit to Celsius. I mean, you can still copy the one that you have done if you want. Yeah, copy the whole statement, including the, yeah, you can do that. Replace everything. Yes, so basically here we are asking the user to choose either 1 or 2. You got it, right? Okay, cool. So now we are going to as I said before, right? I want to limit the choice of the user to 1 or 2 only. If he gives anything outside of 1 or 2, I want this to repeat and say no, you gave a wrong answer, right? So let's do another do while loop inside do curly bracket enter and write the while, finish the while and everything. And yeah, no. So inside the condition, so you put semicolon there. So the condition to repeat is the mode, because here it's a question of mode, right? You remember the mode?
So
okay.
Mode, right?
Yeah, mode. Yeah, mode is different than 1, and mode is different than 2. So by saying this, if the user gives the mode different than 1 and 2, he will be kept in loop just saying enter again and again and again. Okay, so inside
the do.
Inside the do, of course, you are going to define the do loop, right? I mean, we are going to the mode, right? So you say mode equals to. So it's gonna be sc, right? sc.next integer.
Makes sense.
Okay, and then in case his it's not invalid.
Wait, now what?
Okay, say, can you say invalid entry, please enter 1 or 2, right? So the one that we said. We may have a little, this will be string, right? Double quote first. I think we will have a little issue here, and you will see. We will have a bug, right? I will show you what is a bug. At this moment later on, I will show you what is a bug. Okay, so now can you do one thing?
What?
Yeah, can you write by the end like the statement, right? Outside of do and while in line 26.
Right here.
So basically, if the user answers by no, we are going to print see you next time or something like that, right?
Mm. So copy it. Should we initialize the mode with a 0 or something?
No. It's fine. Since it is not given error, it is not asking. It's not necessary.
Mhm.
All right. So now we are going to handle the like after he chooses 1 or 2. After the user chooses 1 or 2, right? So after the do while inside the loop, like after the do while inside, right?
Mhm.
After line 24. Okay. Let's say for example the user we are going to ask the user to choose the temperature to convert, right?
Yeah, so
Please.
so we asked that in the first do, right?
We didn't ask that. This one, the one that we ask here is choose the conversion mode, basically, right?
Oh, so okay, yeah, we didn't ask them to for a
Now we
temperature.
are going to ask the user to choose or to enter the temperature to convert.
Okay. And then put the scanner.
Yeah, of course. We need to get the scanner sc dot. Okay, so it's gonna be to convert, right? We are going to we are going to store it into convert equal sc dot next integer. Okay, and then after that we are going to say if mode equals to 1, then we will execute a block of code, a specific block of code. Okay, and else, because else will be only 2, cannot be anything else.
Yeah.
So you can just copy the thing that you have done, right? We don't need to redo like everything, right? Yeah, that one basically.
Yeah, I'll just change Fahrenheit to converted or something.
To convert.
Oh, converted, not to converted.
No, it's to convert. It's to convert. Converted, yes. It's converted is to convert, yeah.
And then,
this one is to convert.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we need to print that value, right? Yes. So you are going to do the same for the other one, of course, using the other logic. That's going to be converted, right? That one is going to be converted, yeah.
Wait, did I do something wrong?
Okay, so now after line 33, we will ask the user if he wants to do another conversion. So you can do another do while loop. Okay, like just keep in your mind that whenever you create like your statement, like the blocks like this, like do while loop and while loop, and you first finish the syntax, everything. You first finish the syntax, right? Writing the everything, then you come back to write your block, whatever you have in your block. So I said you do while, so you finish by writing while, and then you finish writing like everything, the curly bracket and the brackets and everything, then you go back to the block. So what is this while in? So this while is gonna be if the answer, right? This is answer. This will be the answer, right? The user answer. If answer is different, is different than yes or no, it's going to be in yes. And answer is different than no. We want just to keep the guide saying yes or no only. We don't accept any other answer, right? So we are going to ask him, do you want to do another conversion? No. We are going to say, do you want to do another conversion?
Gotcha. Change 1 to Y, right?
And for no, yes, this is good. Okay, now we need to get the answer. Can you go to the line?
Huh?
Yeah, go to the line. Go to line. Okay, and we need to get the answer, right? We need to say answer equals to. So sc dot. So for chart, how do we do for to get the chart from the user? We need to say next ln or line, next line. No, line, just line with capital L. Next line, like that, dot chart at 0. Okay. All right. I am pretty sure that we will have, okay, so you have an error, right? You have a small error in I think you forgot a semicolon in line 32. Line 32.
How did you see that?
On the top. So delete that.
Delete this.
Yeah, you see on the top right.
Top right, this one, like
Right.
the red, right?
Top right. This side.
Oh, like the red warning thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One-
and also you will see on the margin. You see in the margin on the right. No, delete it. You see the margin on the right. You have like a red thing, right? A red small line, right? On the margin. No, not that one. The other one, the bottom one. That one, yes. If you click on that, it will take you directly to the where the error is located.
Hold on, so
Yeah, click on that.
wow.
Okay.
But
And this is all IntelliJ, right? This is all
there's-
IntelliJ.
Yeah, there's another tool called Sonar Lint. We're gonna install that as well. That'll help you write better code.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, this is all IntelliJ, right?
Yeah, Eclipse doesn't do this, by the way.
No, because I feel like this makes syntax stuff like easier to spot. Like you don't have to run, get an error, try to figure, like you could do it before you have to run it.
Yeah. This is why IntelliJ is really helpful. Okay, can you stop?
You're gonna be happier with Sonar Lint even more in that case, because there are many times as the developers are writing code, what will happen is that they will create a variable, but they'll never initialize it, or they'll never use it in any of their code. It's just a placeholder.
Yeah.
And as Nasser was mentioning the other day, memory is very important, right? If you have a variable that you never use, what is the point of even having it there, right?
It just takes space. It's just takes space in the memory.
Exactly. It just takes space. There's no reason for it to be there. So Sonar Lint will find those issues as well. Like it'll specifically say that you have this variable that you have never used it. So it'll specifically tell you to remove this thing.
Yeah, the Sonar Lint is actually going farther. It is even telling you that this is not in the convention, and like much more than IntelliJ is doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It even goes much more in depth into your APIs and even authentication and any vulnerabilities you have in your code. Meaning there could be some vulnerabilities where users with bad intention could get into your application. Yeah. So it'll tell you about those vulnerabilities as well. There's much more than that.
So, so my current confusion is with all the loops, right? It's like nested loops, and it's like how do you keep track of what's running now and like what's supposed to be like running now?
Okay, so as you can see here, right? We created like loops, like running loops with a condition, right? We conditioned the running of the loops of like some given answers, right? Like for example, this loop, like the loop on 21, number 21, right? See, this thing over here will be executed. This code will be executed. After the code is executed, it will ask if this loop will happen only if you are not entering 1 or 2. See? And if you are not entering 1 or 2, this loop will keep you just turning around. It won't let you go farther. This is the purpose of this loop.
So, all right. So can I just, all right. So this is, I feel like, so this do is gonna execute right automatically because it's just like there's no condition for it, right?
There is no condition until the end.
Until the end, exactly. So this is gonna run, right? So this isn't necessarily gonna run, right?
No.
This
so
do while is not gonna run.
No, look at this. Like you remember how do while like is working, right? So do is always running, always. And if it comes, you see, because the do in line 17 is gonna run until the end, until it comes to number 40, right? So
like my question is this do loop, the one on line 21, is that gonna start running while like, so this like, right, like this is running, right, the whole time. So, and then after it gets to this line, does it start, like does this nested do while loop start?
Yeah, of course, because this the one on 21, on line 21 is inside, is a part of do 17 block. You see, the do 17, the do that starts from 17 is like a big loop that has another loop inside.
And this system out print line is part of this do loop.
Yes, it's a part of the first do loop.
Okay, and then so is the if else
Same,
statement.
it's a part of do loop. Okay, this is in IntelliJ, it's very easy, right? You want to, can you see like on line 21, right? There is like a small thing, yeah, that one, right? Can close it, you see? You will be able to see which one is under what.
So,
If
so
you
on line 17, click on that. Line 17, line 17.
You see?
You see that?
Basically, everything
Yeah,
is under do.
That's the whole.
Yeah.
That's the whole. Okay.
That's the whole code.
That's the whole loop. Yeah.
Okay.
I think, Nasser, I think what will be easier for audio to understand, maybe you can just add a little comment, like right before that line 17, just
Okay.
add a little comment that this will always run. Just say something like that.
No, you can't write something, right? Write like this is write something like a main loop.
Yeah,
This is
do
main
yeah.
loop.
Always running.
Okay. And you can write
For line
you can
22.
write like that one, you can write for that secondary loop. Basically, this one also is running. It
Always
will run,
running, yeah.
but
This is
only
awesome.
but only if. But
So like the first time it runs.
The first time it runs, and it will keep looking.
It could stop if the mode is
not one or two. Yes. And I told you, right? Now we will have a bug, and I will explain what is a bug, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
But stops second time. Stops second time.
If mode is not right, is not one or two. But okay, not stop, right?
No.
No.
Yeah,
Just
it's not.
take that out.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Second always running, but stops second time if mode is. It doesn't stop second time, right? It keeps running.
If mode is one or two, that's when it stops running, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because while mode isn't one or two, it is gonna run.
Oh yes, yes.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's do while and then
Confusing ourselves.
and this is part of the main do while
Yes.
group, just like
Yes. Like basically everything is a part of the main loop, right? The main loop, everything is like the main loop is like the most important thing, basically.
Yeah. And this runs. Okay, so
This is after the initial run. They're just asking if they want to do it again.
okay. Okay, hold on. So I guess my thing was like the tracking all the do whiles. It's like this do and this while is for like the main do, right? Like the main
exactly
do.
Exactly.
So it's like, yeah, it's just like
Just a lot of do and while.
yeah. It's just like, okay, if the answer equals y, then start it. Okay, it makes sense. Okay. If that do all this while the answer is y.
You're basically putting conditions inside conditions, and inside that you're putting more conditions.
Yeah.
That's how you make, you know how some people, you hear the terminology that complex programming, or this programming is so complex and whatnot. It's simple, right? They're still using the same logic.
No,
it's
yeah.
just that they're putting more, that same logic they're putting inside each other, and that's what makes it complex.
Yeah. No, yeah, this is like, I get the logic. It's just like, yeah, I was just trying to figure out, okay, exactly when does the logic apply? Like at what part of the program?
Yeah, so let's try running it now and see if it is working well. Okay, so first of all, it's saying welcome and like the converter, and then choose the conversion mode. Are you running the one? Yeah, you're running the one. Choose the conversion mode.
As a tester, the first thing you want to do is do a positive flow to see if everything works, and then you want to do the negative flow.
Okay, so that's basically what I did. Hold on, what, invalid entry?
Yeah, but still, it is executing that, and it is saying enter the temperature to convert, right? So this is what we call a bug, but it will work. You see, this is like a bug, but in terms of severity, this bug is very little, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you see, it executed the code inside the do loop, the secondary loop, but it still worked and went to the next topic.
Right. It didn't go back to the.
Yes, it didn't go back to the loop to the loop again. So now you put like a conversion to do. The temperature to convert. What is this? What did you put?
56. And it worked. It got.
Yeah, it works. Okay.
But.
Did you put anything after that for yes or no? Did you type something?
I mean, it came up. This came up. I didn't.
Okay, let's run it again and see. Okay, let's debug the code and see if it is working. Okay, let's enter something. Number. Enter. Okay. All right, so let's see what's going on. Can you close the or can you reduce? Yeah, close it or reduce it. Okay, first of all, we are going to handle this issue in the code, right? The one showing up, right? I don't want this message to show up all the time, which means that this do while loop.
Nasser, by the way, this issue you did that on purpose, correct?
Yeah, this issue, yes, the first one, but the second one, no. The second, no, I don't know what is that. What is that issue coming from?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, go ahead. So the first issue that I told you about is basically this one, right? So I said, let's remediate to this issue, right? Do and while. So instead of doing a do and while loop, first it means that we need to check the code. We need to check like the conversion mode, basically, right? And then we will say invalid entry. Instead of doing that, we can just do a while loop instead of do while loop. So can you like create a while loop instead? Keep that. We are going to use the code, right? You can keep it.
And then create a while loop?
No, not inside, outside. When you go outside.
So here? Yeah,
we are going to create a while loop. So the condition remains the same. For mod is not equal to 1 and mod is not equal to 2. Okay. And then after that, we are going to put like that brackets. So inside, I want now we are going to say choose like please enter only 1 or 2, right? As we did last time in the previous one.
So this
a statement, yeah, that one invalid choice. Okay, and then after that you are going to put mode equals to sc.next, right? Basically, you can just copy that if you want. Okay, and when this will stop. This will stop when mode equals to 1 or 2. So we need to stop this while loop, right? So go with the if statement.
If statement inside the while?
Yeah, inside the while, in order to stop the loop, right? So if mode equals to 1 or mode equals to 2, what is the action to do? It's just a break. We want to break the loop. Enter. Okay, that's it. Now I want you to delete the do while loop that we have created.
This one?
Yeah, delete that. Okay. And before we see like the while the mode is not defined, right? So we need to define the mode before, right? So you need to say mode equals to sc, mode equals to sc dot next int. This is pretty much what we need to say here. So here we are asking the user to choose the mode. If the mode is not in 1 or 2, is not 1 or 2, we are going to execute this loop, right? This is not a do while loop. This is a while loop. The condition will be checked. And if the mode is 1 or 2, it will go to the next one. Can we try only this one? Run it.
What?
Yeah. Okay, now you choose like 3 or 4. No, before 1, right? Enter. See, invalid entry. Please enter 1. See, whatever you enter, which if it is not 1 or 2, it will keep you looping, right? Now you put 1, it took you to the next one, to the next code, which is enter the temperature to convert.
Yeah.
If you enter like 78, it will give you the answer, and it will ask you the question, do you want to convert again? Check the can you now check the code, what's going on inside?
So I think it's line 48. It tells you. You see that? It's just
Yeah.
temp converter answer Java 48. So click on that. I don't know. Click on that little button. Yeah, click on that. There you go. It takes you. So there's some issue in there.
Okay, so let me see what's going on here.
You have to import. Actually, I was trying to do, like, I was trying to import, not import, but I was trying to use char and use y or n instead of 1 or 2. And the solution I found, I kind of ran into a bug. Not this bug, but it was like a different bug.
Yeah, but this is the way to use a char, right? So what is this? It is saying string index out of range. Did you put, yeah, so answer is here.
So hold on. Maybe because answer is
yeah, answer is a char, right?
Empty char or something.
No. So we created, we said answer is basically we said answer is like a nil here in order to execute like the code like firstly, right? Answer unless the answer is no. You get the point?
No.
This is, keep it as just initialization. We just need to initialize it.
The answer?
Yeah, we just need to initialize it.
Yeah, so isn't an empty space considered initialization or no?
No, but this is an initialization. It doesn't matter. This is also an initialization.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do we need to do now?
Yeah, we'll get back to the code. I'm going to analyze the code and see what's going on. So here I'm saying that okay, if and else, and asking user to.
Why are you saying char at 0?
So this is the way to get the value of the char in the in the using like the
because
scanner,
of the yes and no. So okay.
Yeah. So
So next line, is that for string?
next line is for string, yes.
Okay, and then
whenever we say like dot char at, we are going to grab the only y or no, the y or n.
0.
Yes.
It should be y or n.
Okay, this really should work fine. Yeah, keep there. Let's stay there and see, right? I'm trying to understand why this errors right this breakpoint. Okay, I don't see why it is saying string like string index out of range.
You see, it says create breakpoint is saying.
Yeah, it's for debugging.
Oh yeah. I'm losing my thought.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like location context out of range. No, it isn't. It's not out of range. Why it is out of range? Oh, I see. I see. I think I understood it. Can you just create like somewhere? Can you go to the top? We need to empty the loop, right?
Empty the loop.
I'm not the loop. We need to empty the can you go to line, scroll down a little bit? Probably right there. Wait, there. Can you go to in line 31? Can you add sc.next line? Semicolon. Can you now run it and see? So either there or in the bottom, right? Because I think, yes, one. Yeah. Can you not there? Can you just take that one and take it to the bottom, right? So before, like right after the conversion. After the conversion, outside else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you say now, for example, something which is not yes or no? Anything? Yeah. See? And if you say, like, for example, yes, it should like go back to, yeah. See, it is taking you to temperature to convert. Choose the conversion mode, 1 or 2. And then
So
if you say, wait, I will explain this to you. Let's try again this number 2, because we didn't try 2, right? We only tried 1. Temperature to convert. See, now we say no. And see, it is working fine. Now everything is working fine. Okay, so I will tell you what is this, right? What is this specific line? So basically, after we did the conversion, right? After we did the conversion, like we said sc.next integer and everything.
Yeah.
The user input is kind of not didn't get free. It didn't get free, right? The user input stayed busy, right? The user input stayed busy, right? And
What do you mean? What do you mean the user input stayed busy?
okay, so it stayed like you see the number you gave over here to convert, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you scroll down a little bit? Scroll down.
Should
So the user,
minimize that bottom part.
yeah. So what, like the number that you gave in order to be converted is taken as the answer for the sc.next line .char at, because you see the engine, the Java engine that is used in order to get the user input was not free. It was busy, and it took that number that you gave to be converted as the answer.
So
You got that?
so that loop that it was in, it didn't come out of the loop. That's what Nasser is saying.
Oh, the scanner object was still running. Okay, that's the thing that was busy. Or like scanner dot.
The scanner, but the value that you gave to be converted, right? The scanner object, it was still busy with the temperature that you gave to be converted.
Oh, okay. So
right.
it was...
So in order to free the scanner object, we just created this the sc.next line. After saying that, we just cleared it. We just kind of emptied it.
The scanner object. You said empty it?
Yeah. Right. I mean, don't focus on this idea over here, because this idea here is kind of I would say it's kind of advanced things. Probably like later, whenever you get a little more advanced in Java, you will understand these reasons. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So how do you think the exercise was so far?
Well, this I feel like compared to the one I made, this one has a lot of like
Logic.
logic, but like for the purpose of like not breaking the application. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, you know what? Like imagine whenever you create applications, right? Imagine yourself as you are doing. Imagine yourself as you are doing. You are creating like a converter for somebody who, like, for like a normal people, right? They don't have to say, oh, I need to restart. I need to do this. I need to. You need to check the requirements, and the requirement is basically saying if the user is not given a number, like the right number or the right choice, instead of breaking the application and then the user will stop the machine again. No, don't stop the machine. Just say it's not the good one.
yeah.
Right.
So go back to the homework assignment again. Okay. So you see, like as a tester, right? Let's say someone gives us this requirement that to choose a conversion, Celsius, Fahrenheit, and then enter the temperature that they want to convert, and then select I mean whatever it is, you basically convert it, and afterward you basically ask the user again if they want to do it again, right? So this is the basic requirement, but as a tester, obviously we have to go beyond that. Like a positive flow would be like, yeah, I just put this on and everyone is happy. Everyone is happy. Everyone goes home. But
you have to test it with like negative.
You have to test it with like, what if? We have to think of if all the time, right? What if the user, like we're asking for a Celsius, right? And it's an int. What if user doesn't put an integer? What if I just put?
That was the question I asked earlier. Remember, it was like, what if
Yeah.
they put a float instead?
I thought about that.
They did 117.1 or something.
Exactly.
I thought about that. So I was going to, because I would say we are not done with this exercise yet.
Yeah.
Because right now, what are you going to do like during the week, right? I want you to create the test cases, or to imagine all the test cases in order to create this application. Imagine like this is your work, your real work, and you have this application running, or we are developing this small application for people. And now you need to write the test cases instead to include all the possibilities. I'm literally saying like all the possibilities.
Yeah.
Like for example, let's say the user is going to enter double instead of integer. I will give you like more than this, right? How if the user uses like letters instead of numbers? Can you run it? Can you run it again? And instead of like giving like 1 or 2, can you just give okay, I think for this one is gonna work, right? Can you give like Y or X or something like that? Any letter or any word?
This is still gonna work.
No, it won't work. It won't work.
Oh, right, because you put in, okay.
Because it's next int, right? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't even know how to handle.
Yeah.
You see,
So-
this is one of the test cases I want you to create, for example, and test it. And as Mo told you the first class, create like in Excel sheet, you will create test cases, you will create steps, and then I want you to create like to say this is step like pass or fail, pass, fail, pass, fail, right? I want you to create the scripts, the manual script, and then execute it, and then give me the report for next week. Okay.
So
and then
as
next week we are going to remediate to this. We are going to fix all these issues.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mo.
Yeah. So you know, from a developer's perspective, right? They may just think of this one thing, but from a tester's perspective, we think of so many other things as well from testing perspective. So So even though the requirement may be very small, but as we're testing, we come up with all these different scenarios. So based on the scenarios, we tell the developers that okay, I know it says int, but what if I put letters? What if a user put A, B, C, D or something? Sometime it could be that you can just put one number in there, like a chart, right? You can just put one digit in there. But what if the user put 3 digits or 2 digits or more than that? Or what if I just put a special character, right? A special character is like on top of 1 through 0, all those symbols. Those could be special characters. Less than, greater than, pound signs, semicolon, at, number, pound. It's like whatever. Like all those things are special characters. So what if I put those in there? What happens? And that's like we have to think of all of these different scenarios, and because from a developer's perspective, they may not think of all those. So during the stand-up, right? During the stand-up, we bring up all these issues that, hey, I tested with this, but this is not working, it's breaking the application. So, and you want to log those bugs as well, right? So like right now, you just put X in there and this thing failed. Obviously, most likely there will be an EY side of things. And whenever you go to EY, if you click on inspect, you can actually see all the error messages as well.
What's EY?
EY is user interface.
Oh, okay.
That's the website basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So on there, you can actually see which item specifically is failing. It'll probably give you like either a 400 or 500 or some other error message, and you'll be basically taking the screenshot, logging all those items, and then referring that or assigning that specific bug to a developer. And that's how us tester, we make the application better than it is. Like initially, there may be just 1 or 2 requirements, but because we're testing with so many different negative scenarios, we come up with much more than what the actual requirement is. So even though development can be, let's say, they say, yeah, we can finish development of this work in a month, right? But from testers' perspective, because we know for sure, as we test an application, there will be multiple bugs there. So developers will need additional time to fix those bugs and for us to retest those bugs and validate. And what will happen sometimes is that fixing one issue, sometimes it fixes other issue, but many times what happens, they fix one issue, it breaks something else.
So I thought because like the exercise, right? I didn't think I thought that was like more of like, okay, like Java logic programming practice, right? Because isn't this what the developers do? Like
Yes.
making the stuff?
Yes.
Like the testers would then try to break what they were.
Exactly.
Right. So it's like as a tester, like it wouldn't, like I would be the one in the terminal putting in X special characters.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But the thing is, now just imagine, right? As you are, because you're becoming an automation tester, right? From a manual testing perspective, yes, you would be putting different digits, different numbers, different letters and whatnot. You'll be testing it that way. That just to test out, if things is working good. Now, whatever you do on the UI side of things, you'll be doing the same thing from a programming perspective. For automation, right? Automation is literally programming. It's, even though we're calling them a tester, but it's literally programming. You're programming whatever you're doing manually. It'll just happen automatically. That's it. So every single time the application runs, we will probably connect your automation framework with CI/CD and the application. So whenever the application runs, or we can schedule the test to run on a daily basis at a certain time or whatnot. So that way we get the result that, okay, if make sure this application, we are running all of these different test cases to see if this thing is actually working, but we are automating it.
So from the tester's perspective, right? What we just did was use like logic from a developer standpoint, and also kind of implement basically to stop the user from breaking the app, and also
So go back to the homework assignment. So how initially on the first class I had mentioned I mentioned that as a tester, we are literally involved in every single department that is out there, right? So these requirements are coming from the product owner, right? Or the project manager, whoever it is. As this is coming, so and these requirements are coming from the clients, the end user, the stakeholders. So remember, like the initial gathering of all of gathering of all the stuff that we have to do, like that idea phase, right? I don't know if you recall that in the initial stage, we have to gather all the requirements, like the business requirement, yeah, exactly, the BRD document, or the business requirement document. So this requirement, let's say, many times because QA people or the development team, they're not involved, anytime we are involved. So in that case, the project owner or the product manager, they're getting from the BRD document, or as they have the conversation with the stakeholders, they're creating this item that you see on the screen. This is what they're creating. They're saying that this is the requirement that I have. Right. And as a tester and the development team, right, then there will be a grooming session where we will discuss the specific thing that, okay, you need to do this. Does anyone have any question? At that time, you may or may not have, most likely you'll have some question, but if everything seems normal, you'll not ask any question. But afterward, development will take this thing and they'll start the development, right? The same thing we just did together, the developing the actual application. Exactly. They're gonna make the actual application. Exactly. So and then at the same time, our job as a QA, we're going to take this thing and we're going to create test cases, pretending that, assuming that the application is done, like the same way that we're testing
when it gets pushed to the QA phase.
No, before that. So we have to assume that, okay, if I was a tester, after this application is being built, okay, I have to test this. I have to test with the integer. That's a positive flow. What if I put a decimal point? What if I put special characters? What if I put numbers? What if I put letters? What if I put this and that and whatnot? I have to think of all of this different logic, right? So from development aspect, they're developing it, but from testers aspect, you are testing this thing after you have developed it. From testers aspect, we have to create all of these issues before the development is even done. So as the development is developing, QA is actually creating all this stuff. We have to think of all of this stuff beforehand. So as we are testing, we can just focus on the testing, and whatever we have, all the test cases that we have written, we will be implementing it on here. Just like you put X on this, right? And the application failed. That's a test case you would be writing before this application is even done development.
So can I just walk you through what I think I understand about this? So this is like the requirement for the developers, like, okay, this is what the BDR requires of the application, right? And they start to get to building it, right? Yeah. And then the testers, as it's being built, they're trying to eat like manual test and then automate something along the lines of, okay, when the application asks for the conversion mode, we put 1, right? And then if it asks for the temperature to convert, right? It should based on this, we should get this. And then after that, it should ask, do you want to convert other temperatures? And let's say we're doing a positive test, I'll put yes. And then it should run again. And then like a negative test would be like, oh, choose the conversion mode and we put a 3. And then the response should be not equal to enter the temperature to convert. It should be an error message. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Exactly. So we both, development team and the QA team, we both do the same thing. We both have the same information. Okay. It is that developers start developing it based on the information that they're given, and testers go beyond that. They go beyond what information is given, because it doesn't say, right? It didn't say it over there. What if you put an X? What if you put a decimal point? What if you put a special character? Now, a good developer, they would think of those things as well.
But you're working with the developer's code, right? Or are you coding something from scratch? Like, are you, like you said, as it's being built, right? So
as that is being built, we are writing the test cases.
But they can only be manual though. Can it?
Yeah,
It can only be manual, right? Because you
Yeah.
don't have the application
Yeah.
to automate, right?
yeah,
So
absolutely.
only when it gets to the only when, like, I guess.
So
a
we
certain
only
version.
automate after the application is stable.
Okay, that's what I.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's no point. Your application, you
All
can
do is just like,
you can build it, but it's gonna fail.
all you can do is write kind of like, not even pseudocode, but like all you can do is just write the logic for it,
Yeah,
right? Like
Yeah.
kind of like in the Excel thing. Okay, based on this, this
exactly.
is what a positive or negative test should look like.
Exactly. Based on the test cases, you can literally give your test cases, or this is how it should be. You should be able to give your test cases to any tester, any developer, any QA automation engineer. They should look at it and they can automate it, following the exact steps.
Mhm.
That's how clear the test cases should be.
Okay.
And that's also for documentation purposes.
Right.
In the future, let's say 5, 6, or even a year or 2 years later, what if someone was, let's say the company is not up to date with automation, and there are many companies that are like that. Now 2 years down the line, they want to automate all these things. If they don't have good test cases, they're never going to be able to automate it. Now they have to revisit the application, they have to rewrite all of the test cases, and then start automating it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Awesome.
All right, so let's go back to another topic, which is basically the how to push this code to GitHub, right?
Yeah.
So today I'm not going to go like in deep through this, because I believe it's better to explain one thing before doing like the presentation and everything, right? Because there's like a presentation I want to give you and everything. But today I want you to check the code and explain you in high level what is the logic behind checking the code to GitHub. Okay, so to check the code, for example, just using the IDE that we have right now, can you just open terminal? As I told you, this terminal over here is connected, is basically using the bash shell, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, well,
can
it
you-
says Windows PowerShell on top.
How is that
Maybe I can
possible?
change it.
Okay, can you just
Oh, it says
first?
command prompt. Maybe I can change it.
Okay, can you try to change it? Anyways, it's fine. Can you write something and see if it will work? See, take out that command that you have right now there. Delete
I
that.
don't think it's actual text.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you write like ls and see? Yeah. What is that? Yeah, it is actually, see, even it is like Windows PowerShell, but this Linux commands are still working on that, right?
Yeah.
So because they are working, so which is fine. But why it does not return in the path, right? PWD is returning like C. Yeah, it is returning the path, right? C and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think, okay, this is fine. So if you write like one of the most important command that you will use all the time, right? And I recommend you to use this command all the time. So git status. So git status and hit enter. So this command will basically tell you what IntelliJ or what Git is thinking, right? So see, Git is not recognized as the name of CMD lat functions, but what is this?
He needs to install Git in here first.
I think. Oh, yeah, I think so.
Can you check if you have Git?
What, like Git version? Something?
Dash version, yeah. Can you try with one dash? Yeah.
Honestly, wait, say that again?
Yeah, version.
One dash version like that. Yeah. Did you try to install Git on your machine already?
No.
Okay, so let's first start with installing Git, right?
Is this?
Yes, it's this one. Download Git for Windows. No, I mean you can just go with the other one, right? Can you go back? You see they'll have like Mac and Windows and Linux, right? Just click on Windows.
Yeah, he had that
Oh, it's
one.
the same. Okay. Your Windows is 64. You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just download that. Let's go next until you finish.
So Nasser, just talk through this, why you were installing this.
Yeah, so basically we are installing Git in order to this is Git basically is a tool that we are going to use in order to check out our code from the local machine to the GitHub, right? So Git is an intermediate between our local and my GitHub. So I don't want to say that much because I want to go through the demonstration first, and I will share my screen and give you like a small draw and tell you like what is the importance of that. You don't need
yeah.
I need to stop sharing my screen.
Oh no. First, we want to check the code and show you like the most important commands to use. Can you stop that? Like close that terminal.
This one?
Yeah, close the terminal. How you closed it before, right? Yeah, that one. Can you open it again and see if it is? Check it if it's. Can you check if you have the other one? If you have like Git Bash or something like that. Can you write just Git status?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Git Bash. Okay. What did you say? Git status?
Git status, yeah. No, it's the same. Okay, can you
just why don't you, Nasser? Why don't you just use the one that you just installed? It's easier. It's
the Git Bash.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what we are going to do now if it's not working. I just wanted to show him like how to do it here, but it's fine. You see, this guy over here is kind of replacing the terminal that you can see, right? So we can set up the terminal later. We can fix it. But if you come, for example, here, you can just keep it small. It's fine. I have a big screen. I can see everything. So here, if you say like, for example, now Git status, it will give you some feedback and it will tell you what Git is thinking. So no, wait. So this one is telling you basically, whenever you said Git status, it told you that Git is not a repository. It is not finding any Git repository on this, like on this specific place right here.
So you have to cd into that location.
You have to go to the location where you have created your project. You see, you can use all the Git commands that all the ls and the other ones that I told you, right? The commands, Linux command I told you, right?
But press tab, it'll just show up, I think.
Week 2, right?
Week 2.
Enter. Now, if you say, yeah, we get. Whenever you say you see src, it means you are at the good place, right?
So should I
now do Git status?
So should I do? Okay.
Git status. Do Git status again. Okay, as you can see, it is still showing, it is still saying that this repository is not initialized to Git. Okay, so the question now is how to initialize to Git. In order to initialize your repo to Git, you need to say Git init, Git space init. Okay, now hit enter, and you see here it is saying initialize empty Git repository. Okay. So if you go to this location and you say just ls, if you say ls, can you say ls with -a to show all? You see, yeah, a git folder is created here. Okay, after you said git init. If you check any of your project that you have, you will see that you don't have this .git folder.
Right.
But if you say like git init, this folder will be created. So this means your folder is initialized to Git.
Now you can do
And-
status again.
Now I can
Close
do the
that.
status.
Yeah, now you can do git status again.
Yeah, if you say git status again, you will see that your file or your Git is basically listing the different folders that you have in your project, and it is saying these files over here, they can be tracked. What do I mean by track? Whenever you say a file is on track, it means it is pushed to GitHub, right? If a file is not like you can see these files are untracked, it means they are not pushed to GitHub. So in order to add these files to so before that, right? Let's talk before that. Can you go to GitHub now before doing anything? GitHub. So if you go to GitHub, create a new repo. Just like the green button if you want, new. Okay, so now create any name for the repo.
Repository name. You could just put week 2, doesn't matter. Or EAT week 2, something like that, or it doesn't matter. Yeah, week 2 is fine. Week 2 is fine.
Okay, so in programming, I think it's better to avoid using the spaces. It's always to not use space.
Can I use underscore?
Either with underscore or like use camel case. It's up to you. Or like dash if you want.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So you see that in you can keep it public to make like to leave it to everybody to be like seen by everybody.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Is
And then
private you have to pay for? Is that what you were saying before?
no,
Yeah.
you are not going to. No. This, if you make it private, you are going to be the only one who can see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But
if you
for
give,
now, just leave it public. It's fine.
yeah, like if you give it to me, for example, if you give me the link and it is private, I cannot see it. Right? So you remember the one I gave you, right? If it was private, you were not able to see it.
No.
Okay. So now create the repo. After creating the repo, you will have this shown in your things, right? In your all these comments, given comments. I mean, this is definitely a help from GitHub. It is basically giving you all the commands that you need to use in order to check out your code. But let's forget about this for now and just grab this URL. Grab the URL.
This one right here?
Yeah.
You could click on the little. You see that? Yeah. You click on that.
Yeah, you could click on that.
There you go. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Can you go back to the Git Bash? So here now you will say git remote add to the add origin. Yeah, add origin. And then you put a space and you paste the link. So what you just did here,
How do you right click and paste?
Right click and paste. Yeah, the Control V doesn't work here.
Yeah.
Oh, there's like an extra stuff, right? Can you take out that extra stuff? You have one more extra in the end, right?
At the end, right after git.
Right. Yeah, after git. Yeah. Enter. You see, it is worked fine. So whatever nothing happened, it means it worked fine, right? So what you just did here, you just linked your this Git repo that we created .git to this GitHub link or that GitHub URL that we just created. Okay. So how to add your code to GitHub? You need first to use the git add git add dot space dot enter. Yes. And you need to use now you can anytime you can use git status, right? Now if you see git status, you will see that the red files became green files, right? Now you need to do the commit, right? So you see you need to say git commit dash m
To the height, yeah.
m and then space inside double quote close the double quote, and you write whatever message you want inside. For example, you can say
something relevant. This is
anything, right?
Since this is week 2, right? You can just say week 2, or you can say
no. Week 2. We call this week message, right? If you write week 2, we call this week message in the in the programming, right? In the programming.
So
you can say something, like the application you built. You can say that.
okay.
Say, for example, temp converter solution, for example. Yeah, this is a strong message, right?
So
this is what you call strong message.
In this command, the M is an option, right?
M is message.
No, M is an option. M is an option.
Like in the what we were talking about before, like command option input.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
And
M as an option, and temp converter solution is an input.
Is an input. Okay.
Okay. And this is the purpose of giving you that course before doing this, because I don't want you to do this command line blindly. I could just show you how to do all this command line, but you will be blind and you will just be writing without knowing that this is a command and this is an option and this is an input. Right?
Yeah.
So go and enter. What is this?
Author identity unknown. Please turn.
Oh, okay.
I think I have to.
Okay, so the reason of this, basically your Git is saying that I don't know who are you.
It doesn't have my
So
authentication, I guess.
Yes, because Git has to know who are you, and this is why we need to use that Git config global username and email, and you need to set it up. Global. Start with username if you want.
A username.
Yeah. Space, and you put double quote. Inside double quote, wait. Inside the double quote, I will tell you what to get the username. Double quote, close the double quote. And inside, you need to, it's better to give the GitHub username. Go to GitHub. Scroll up. You see like that small, the profile, right? On the right. Yes, that one, yeah. Get the name.
Like this, right? Like this.
Yes, it's better to use that.
Username?
Yes, it's better to use this.
Okay.
Go back, right? The mouse is not working here, right?
Yeah.
It's a command line. Okay, enter. And you can use arrow up. Just
Up
use
arrow.
arrow up.
Arrow up.
Up arrow. Just click on
And
the
then,
up arrow. Yeah.
And then replace it by the name by email. And create your email, right? You don't need the double quote if you want, because the email has no space. You can take out the double quote if you want. The usage of double quotes here is not mandatory.
All right. So it's the email that's linked to my GitHub, right?
Yes, you need to put the email that you are using for GitHub.
I think it's wrong. Okay.
Enter. Yes. So now if you do git push again, git commit again.
This, right?
Oh, yes. You see now you have a commit done. Okay. Whenever you see all this created mode, it means the commit is a success. So after you commit, now you need to push your code. So you need to say git push -u.
Get push what?
-u space origin master. Enter. Okay, now it will ask you for the credentials. So don't put credentials there, but put token, right? Choose token.
Yes, token, okay.
Yes, how to create a token? Can you go to GitHub again? Profile, click on profile, top right. Settings. And then you need to scroll down to developer scroll down. It's, I think, before last one or something like that. Developer settings. Yeah. And then click on personal access token, and then generate a new token. Okay, so when you generate new token, you just give it a name. Just give it name token only. Yeah, it's just token, right? It doesn't matter what. Choose the expiration for no expiration. I think it's better. And you can check whatever you want here, how your token will be.
Actually, for this one, just click on that expiration. Do custom. Put like tomorrow's date. I'll tell you the reason later on.
Okay.
But no, it says 28.
So basically, if you do this token, what you won't be able to push your code.
Yeah, you just have to generate a new one after that.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Also, if I know this is just for like an example thing, but if I was to use the login thing using the browser.
No. There is no, like before August 13th, you could do that. But after August 13th, there is like a new policy came up, like with GitHub, that there is no authentication with password and login accepted anymore. You have to use a token. So before August 13th, yes, you could do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So now you need to check this this checkbox, right? Like repo. At least you need to check repo at least.
Repo
is that one is like the minimum you could check. Okay.
Or select all of them, doesn't matter.
You can select all the others in order to be able to delete, to do whatever you want, basically, right? So if you do this,
but repo is at like minimum has to be checked.
Yeah, I mean the repo is like the minimum you can do, right? Otherwise, you won't be able to push. But yeah, I mean it's up to you. Like if you check only repo, it's fine, right? Just for information. And then you need to generate the token. And then you copy this key. And by the way, if you refresh this page or something like that, this guy over here would disappear. So if you want to use it later,
copy it first.
And you know what? Because it's only valid for today, so you don't need to save it, right? It's only valid for today. Okay. So go back to the program. Not there, right? Yeah, here. This one. Paste it and sign in. And then after that, everything is pushed. So now if you go to check your repo, you will see that you have created one.
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. That one.
Your code is checked.
Congrats. Good job, man.
So
okay, yeah. Now, if you say git status, it will say basically you have nothing to commit, right? There's no changes in the project.
There's no changes have been made, right?
Yeah.
Since
yeah.
the last commit, push, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let me share my screen a little quick. I will show you. I will tell you like what is happening. Am I sharing the right one?
I think so.
What do you see?
Temperature conversion homework.
Homework. Okay, this one. Okay, let me go to. Okay, so I will explain you what we did. Okay, let me just choose the signal changes.
And the GitHub stuff, we're gonna go over that in detail. Like I'm talking about like 2-3 hours of discussion of that. Okay. We're gonna go over that in another class.
Yeah. Yeah, I know GitHub is really important though.
Yeah, it is. It is very important.
Maybe.
Okay, so let me just go to this one and let you know what we just did, right? So over here is your computer, right? So this one is your project, okay? And we have, this one is a network, right? This is internet in general, okay? And in internet, we have something called GitHub, right? So this is GitHub. You have to know, as Mo said by the beginning, GitHub is not the only one, it's not the only website in the market. There is another called GitLab, okay? This is like this is not like the paid version, right? This is not the free version and the paid version. This is basically another website, like different website. Like even this one has a paid version, but there is another which is also famous called
Bitbucket.
Bitbucket, right?
Bitbucket, yeah.
Bitbucket.
So, like, let's say if I wanted to push my repo to Bitbucket, for instance, right?
Okay.
The only difference would be, not the only difference, I guess, but one of the difference would be is that that link that we put in, like
it's gonna be
Bitbucket
link.
repo on GitHub, we would create a repo on Bitbucket and we would copy that link and put it in the bash, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Like nothing will change in terms of Git, because the Git is related to your the Git that you have installed on your local. Okay. All right. So in GitHub, what did you do? In GitHub, you have created a repo, right? Whenever you have created a repo, it means you have created a place where to check your code. Okay. And at that time, the repo was kind of empty, right? It was empty. The repo has its own address. You remember the URL? Like whenever you create a GitHub URL, a GitHub repo, a URL goes with, it gets created with, right? This is your project, okay? Whenever you said git init, what happened in the back of your computer? As I told you, we had like .git folder created, and inside that Git folder there is a copy of your there is a kind. It's not a copy. It's not a copy yet, right? There is a placeholder where like ready to receive your project has been created after you said git init, right? Right after, tell me if you don't get that, right? After you said git init, a copy, like I would say, it's not yet a copy, right? It's not yet a copy. A placeholder ready to receive a copy of your project has been created in Git.
Let me explain that. So what Nasser is saying is that initially, whenever you have all these projects created, you know how you're trying to push the code, but you're getting the error message right in the beginning? That because your project is not even ready to receive any files. Your repository is not even ready to receive any file. It doesn't know of anything. So what you have to first do is that go to your project, right? CD into your project first. And after that, we basically have to say, git init. Whenever we say git init is initializing. As soon as we say git init, your project
that
in your
folder gets created.
Exactly. And only after that project is created, only then you can push all of your code somewhere. That means without that .init, that folder it doesn't exist beforehand. Only after you had said the command git init, only after that .git gets created, and after that you can actually push all of your code. If you go to your other files or something, that file .git is not going to be there. Only after you say git init, it'll be created, and only after that you can do any of the other functions that you actually want to do. Yeah, go ahead, Nasser.
Okay, so as I said, I just did like another I just added some stuff here, right? So this is basically the computer. This is the computer. So this is your project. So this is Git. I would say this is Git. Whenever you said git init, a placeholder has been created here, ready to receive a copy of your project. Okay.
Mhm.
So this is what git init is basically doing. Okay. And what was the next command that we have done after git init? Git remote add origin. Okay. And what we put here after this, we put URL, right? Which URL? It was this URL here.
Mhm.
So after we did this command over here, what just happened, like behind the scene, like a line have been created between the git, a line like this, like a bridge, if you want, a bridge has been created between your git repository that you have initialized, like the empty one. You remember it was empty, right? And the URL that you have just gave, right?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. And you know what? Git, whenever you create your git like this git here has two parts. It has two parts. We call this part, like the first part, we call this staging area. Staging area.
Mhm.
And we call this commit area. You can call it commit area or indexing area. Okay, let's for now just call it commit area.
Mhm.
So after git remote add origin URL, which command did we use? Git add.
Commit.
Git
No,
add.
git add.
Right? So what happened when we said git add? Basically, the code that you have written here on your local
Mhm.
the code got pushed to the staging area. Okay, this is what this git add dot is doing.
Mhm.
After git add, which one did we use? Git
commit -m
dash m, and then the message, right?
Mhm.
Message here. So what this command is doing? This command is moving the code from this staging area to commit area. Okay, so this is this. And after that, we said git push
u
dash u origin master. Okay, so what this one is doing, this one actually is moving the code to GitHub.
Yeah.
Like since you didn't do this command git push dash u origin master, you could refresh, like you could refresh your page and nothing will come over here. Only if you do git push dash a or dash u origin master, then you will have your code checked from this commit area or indexing area to the GitHub repository.
So without that command, it would just stay in the commit area.
It will just stay here.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to explain you this, like to start like the Git and GitHub. This is basically the very basic of the command lines of Git and how they interact in the backend. This is exactly how they interact in the backend.
Okay. So,
right?
So it's very important, like where you do, like at which in which directory you do the git init, right? Because
yes,
you only want some, like you only want whatever you want in the repo. Like you don't want, like let's say if I do git init in my C drive,
you will check out the whole C drive to the repo. If you do that in C drive, the whole C drive will be checked to the repo.
But just keep in mind that up until you actually do git push origin master, nothing will actually get pushed.
Yeah.
Unless you actually do that, even though you may initialize it, it's still, I mean, you can just go back to that folder, you can just delete that initialization and you're good to go. It's only up until the push, that's when it matters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is basically it, right? About this, I want you to get this one very, very well in your head, like really, really good, because this is like the, you can go wherever you want. Go online, you can go YouTube, go to wherever you want. You will never find this explanation.
Yeah.
I really tried hard to find people explain it like at least like this one, like this way, but I didn't find it.
Yeah, no, like most of the time I usually see like kind of like documentation and like text, but the drawing, especially the one on the left-hand side with like this is your folder, and then when you get in it, it creates like a duplicate, but it's empty till you add it to the staging area, and then you commit to the commit area, all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
That helped to make sense in terms of like, okay, what's actually going on behind the scenes.
Yeah. And this will make sense even more when Nasser explains this whole GitHub in a future class. This will explain, like, you will understand this even more. Like your brain will just like blow up at that time. But this is really, really fascinating.
No, I mean, like I've used GitHub before, because you saw like I had all these repos, but this is the first time where it was like, okay, this is what the commands are actually doing.
Yeah. Now this is why are we here basically?
Yeah.
Right? This is why you could just go and grab this from somewhere. People will just give you the commands. They will tell you this is the first command, this is the thing, this is second command, this is what you will do, but they will never explain you what they are really doing.
Yeah, which is important. If you actually understand something, it's kind of like someone trying to memorize math, which doesn't make any sense, right? Why would you try to memorize math? There's so many different numbers, right? So it's like that. If you actually understand what is actually happening on the background, that's when things makes a lot more sense and things are a lot more clear.
Nasser, how are you drawing on phone?
No, I'm not drawing on phone. I'm using like a pen. It's like a small tablet called Xpen. So you just plug it. Basically, it is using this one, right? You see this guy over here. This one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm using basically like a real pen.
Oh, so like it's like a drawing tablet.
Yeah, it's a drawing tablet. Yeah. You see the pad, right? It's like similar to the pad. Let me show it to you quickly. So it's like it's very helpful, right? For teaching online.
No, this is super, like drawings. Like I'm a very visual learner, so
okay, this is even better, like for visual learners, right? Yeah, I have this one. Probably not this one. I have this one. See, I can just draw, and you see the cursor will appear somewhere, and I can do whatever I want, basically.
Yeah.
See, like this. See, I can see the cursor. I know why I'm going to draw. See, hi, how are you?
No, and like I feel like the way you just explained it for the first time, I feel like I'm on, because before I was like, okay, why don't I just get in it? I guess I get why remote at origin URL to know which exactly, but then after that I'm like, okay, why do git add? Why do git commit? Just do git push. Like
get to the point already. We're wasting my time.
This is what I want up there in the cloud. Like, why is it? But now, okay, now I see what it's doing.
Yeah.
Now, like Git is not only this, right? Later on, I will explain you why did they create this staging area, because you know what? From the staging area that you can see here, right? I can add files, and like later on, I will say, okay, you know what? Let me just not add this file. Let me remove them. I will remove them.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because in the Git Bash, it had a command. It was like if you want to remove like rm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remove from the staging. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Cool.
If you want to remove, instead of saying git add dot, you can say git rm. You remember the rm, right? Rm command. So you get rm, and then you can specify the name of the file you are going to remove, or you say git rm like dot, you will remove everything. Like if your work is only at this staging area, you can manage it as you want. But if you commit your code, you have to push it.
Oh, okay. Once it's committed, you can't take it out.
Yeah.
Makes sense because it's committed.
Still, there is like a way
Backing
to.
up.
Still, there is like a way to. There's like a way to discard.
Yeah,
commit if you want.
we can do those things later. Let's not
Yeah.
overwhelm him.
Not
right
now. No. It's kind of hard to do. All right. So this is it for today. I may send you some stuff probably online during the week to do them, right? In order to practice.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you anyway if there's anything you want me to do.
Yeah, of course. Anytime you can ping me.
Use Slack for communication. Obviously, we want to utilize that more.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. All right, Nasser. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you,
Bye.
Aditya. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.